Hey guys, welcome to episode 22 of the VHS Bandits. This week we watched Bushwhacked. Let's pop in the tape.
Delivery man Max Grabelski thought he was the tightest ship in the shipping business until he got the right package to the right place at exactly the wrong time.
FBI! You're under arrest!
Now, to prove his innocence,
It was set up.
he's got to go where no delivery man has gone before.
You see, this man,
Excuse me, I'm looking for a place called Devil's Peak.
And he's gonna need a little help from a real bunch of troopers.
Scout Leader Erickson will answer the rest of your questions right around the campfire.
one, two,
We got a fugitive on the loose.
You want us to hike to Devil's Peak?
How tough could it be? It's this far. He's on. They're eating me alive.
try my bug repellent.
He is dangerous. And he's got himself some hostages.
He may not be the scout leader they expected,
And they fell in love.
but together they'll do whatever it takes.
It's Winnie the Pooh.
That's not the one I saw!
No matter where it takes them.
You've got to stop goofing around like this.
20th Century Fox presents
Running badge time.
the story of 6 bold explorers.
I am just a little bit of a coward!
Say, I am Milton Fishman, super stunt.
I'm Milton Fishman Superstar!
And one dedicated leader,
I really did it!
I'm proud of you.
Daniel Stern, Bushwhacked.
And now, our feature presentation.
Hey everybody, welcome again to the VHS Bandits episode 22. We watched this week Bushwhacked. Yeah, I know. I almost messed that up.
I am not saying a word.
But you pointed. As always, I am the Kevbot, and with me is...
Topher Hansen.
And...
Dane Train.
And special guest...
Should I introduce myself?
You can.
Yeah, we all did.
Jimmy Alicata, #1 fan. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we got our #1 local fan on the show today. Thanks for
He
having
won
me, guys.
The VHS Bandits contest, which was actually listening to our show and like telling us that he likes it.
I thought you were going to say he lost the contest and was forced to come on.
to be here.
It's not like that movie The Wizard where we had to like travel across the country to be here.
Yeah, it's a death match with all the other VHS bandits.
And you have to wear the power glove the whole time.
Yeah.
How you doing, Jim?
Back of Savers.
Happy to be here, man.
Awesome.
Dream
So,
come true.
This week we watched Bushwhacked. I've already said it a few times. Almost messed it up once. Jim, this was actually a movie that you had recommended.
Yes, sir.
That's why we wanted you here for it.
Why
Yeah.
did you recommend this movie?
It's the best. It's
Oh.
it's the
I
only
don't disagree.
it's the only
It's the quintessential VHS movie.
It is. It's the only starring vehicle for the great Daniel Stern, and unfortunately, it would be the last starring vehicle for the great Daniel Stern, and it's the best.
Awesome.
There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
It is,
So-
dare I say, the perfect movie.
It is.
It really is. And the best thing about this is you had gotten in touch with me. So I got this sucker off of eBay. And you were like, dude, is it PG or is it PG-13? And
Makes a difference.
And I looked in the back of the box. Lo and behold, this is the PG-13 version. So let
Oh,
me
you
ask you
didn't
this, Jimmy.
specifically seek out the PG-13?
No, I didn't even know it existed until
Yeah.
I forgot how I did it. I think I put a picture of a bunch of tape. I forgot how it was. Maybe we brought up Bushwhacked and you're like, dude, check the back of your box and make sure it's PG-13.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So what is the difference? You seem to be the guru of Bushwhacked. So tell us, like, what is the difference between the PG and the PG-13 version?
There's no Birds and the Bees in the PG. There's no peeing on John Polito in the PG. And then after that, I'm not positive. There's certain things that I can imagine they would cut, but I don't know for sure. They might cut like the fudge,
They cut out some of the swearing.
probably,
Yeah.
most
Kid says
likely.
shit in like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably out.
But they were pretty back in the early 90s, which this is 95.
I think they might have
This
cut
is
out the bra
mid-90s.
launcher too. I want to feel like I saw it on TV and that didn't happen.
Possibly.
Or they like edited around.
I'm pretty sure the smoking is still there.
Yeah.
It's
That's
entirety.
But that was the
They replaced his cigarettes with walkie-talkies. Like just had walkie-talkies.
Candy cigarettes.
But at around that time, you could still get away with a few swears or kind of borderline thing.
Yeah.
Not like the 80s where you could just say like you'd have one
Yeah.
fuck.
You
and
could have
it'd be
full
like
frontal
PG.
nudity.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
But still, this was like right on the cusp of like they were kind of
A little more lenient.
yeah exactly. So man, yeah, this was great. It's,
What a blast from the past, because when was the I haven't seen this movie in ages. When was the last time you guys watched it?
Jim probably watched it last weekend.
No, it had been years for me, but I still remember it pretty well. It'd probably been at least 10 years.
Oh wow, man, you got a good memory for this movie. There,
I watched it a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I think this is on Netflix right now.
Is
if I
it?
recall. I think it's on streaming. I think I saw the poster for it when scrolling
Oh,
through.
everybody,
man.
go watch this movie immediately.
Definitely.
No,
And
I
hope that it's the PG-13 one.
Yeah, I don't know.
No kidding.
I don't know which version it is. So
I feel like they all but replaced the PG-13 with the PG. So
probably. Yeah. Topher, when was the last time you think you've seen this movie?
I feel like it was on TBS or
The Superstation.
the Superstation, living up to their name by showing this super movie.
right next to
It was
Angels
Tyler
in the
Perry's
Outfield.
Bushwhacked or whatever. Yeah, it was a long time ago, but I remember seeing it on TV and remember not seeing the like good stuff. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is when he like fucks the dolls or whatever. And then it didn't happen, and I was so disappointed because I thought I like made it up in
'Cause
my
you wanted to
mind,
see
and I
the
had
dolls fucking.
this mini like crisis, and I wanted to see dolls fucking, and I didn't get to jerk off that day, so
So
here I am now.
I don't remember if I saw this in the theater or not. I feel like
I feel like
did.
you and me saw this.
That was
Probably.
going to be my next question.
thank God someone did.
I remember
Yeah.
renting it more than once as a kid over at Brown's in Northborough.
I feel like I saw this in the theater. I feel like I get a strong suspicion that I saw it in the theater.
Cool.
Daniel Stern owes you
Suspicion.
guys.
Yeah, he
But
does.
we owe Daniel Stern.
Yes.
He's a genius.
We all owe
He
Daniel
is-
Stern.
He
Daniel
does
Stern, if
nothing
you are
wrong in
listening-
this movie. He is the Max Grabowski is like the perfect character. And
Nobody
he plays
else-
him so well.
Nobody else could have starred in this movie.
Other than
Not
Clint
really.
Howard,
No.
not a soul.
It's a lesson in acting. Absolutely.
I seriously think it is. Like, no joke. I think it's just amazing what this guy can do.
What if
the
it,
range of Daniel
yeah.
Stern in this movie?
Absolutely.
He is so committed to like this goofy, because the thing is, like, a lot of people would play it like super goofy and like be annoying, and he plays it like super goofy, but it's not over the top, and it's like you believe that
No,
this
you-
guy is
you buy
actually
every
this
second of
like
it.
sleazy goofball,
Yeah.
instead of someone playing a sleazy goofball.
Spot on.
Yeah.
now the
Does it
weird
very
thing though
well.
is this came out after Home Alone, and he's almost
It's at the height of his game.
yeah. This is almost play by play the exact same character that he was as Marv in Bushwhacked.
I
And the
think
funny
it's a
thing,
little heightened.
well, yeah, but the funny thing is, like, when I went to go see this movie back in the day, I think I thought that he was the same Marv character until they said Mad Max Grabowski, and I was like, what? What do they do?
Yeah.
Is there like a rights thing, or I don't know what the story is?
I feel like we had that discussion as kids because
Yeah.
I was confused. Like, why doesn't Marv have a beard?
yeah, right.
Like-
Why doesn't he have a sticky hand covered in tape?
Yeah,
Normally-
where's Joe Pesci?
Normally, I save the trivia till the end, but I'll pull out this tidbit.
Please do.
This movie was originally like pitched or considered to be like a follow-up to that character, so that's why they did kind of play it that way. It
No
didn't really. I mean, they changed it, but
They might have made
but
money. if
you
they
can
did.
you can see the similarities in the
What was
character.
If it was like Marv Goes to Camp, then
Yeah.
they would have made bank.
I'm just wondering now,
Marv in
like,
the Mountains.
what would they have called it? Like Home Alone in the woods, or like Alone the Wood? I don't. You know what I mean?
Cabin Alone,
Marv.
Right? I mean, what would they have named it? It would have been like Home Alone, Marv Goes to the Woods. I mean, Marv gets bushwhacked. I mean, I don't know. And people would have probably said like, hey, what about Harry? Where the hell's Harry? but I don't
Well,
know.
I'm sure they would have had a throwaway line like, "Oh, Harry he's in jail or something.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
bail him out by getting these packages." Or blah, 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 blah.
True.
The $50 for each package that I deliver.
Or he'd like really like haphazardly like just walk by a like wanted sign that has Harry's face on it,
Yeah, like he's still out
and
there.
like
Yeah.
it's just like in the background.
They had a
And he tears
disagreement
it
and
off the
parted
wall.
ways. So, Dane Train, why don't you read the box, describe the box a little bit?
This box is awesome. It's definitely the kind of box that walking down the aisle of the video store,
Catches
it would have.
your eye.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
seriously, I would have
I
said.
would jump right out in the.
It looks like the cover to a
kid
cracked
section.
magazine or something like
yeah,
that.
it's like see, you got like the Rocky Mountains with like Daniel Stern is on a rope. It kind of looks like the cover to George of the Jungle a little
Yeah.
bit.
It
does, yeah. A little bit, yeah.
So he's swinging on a rope. There's a big bear on its hind legs, like wanting to eat him. And you got the kids like in the background, just like, oh geez, always he's doing his thing.
Oh my God.
And then so it says Bushwhacked in this crazy, Daniel Stern in Bushwhacked, in like this kind of like wilderness kind of font, and it says, they wanted a great adventure. What they got was Mad Max Grabelski. Like that means anything to anybody who hasn't seen the movie yet. So then on the back, oh, by the way, Kevbot, would you mind ejecting that and grabbing me the cassette real quick? It's on the far
I
left.
just want to say
Yeah.
the cover reminds me of the cover of Cliffhanger.
Yep.
Just
Yeah,
like the
it's kinda the
colors,
Same blue
like,
sky.
yeah,
it does.
yeah.
Beautiful blue sky.
No short shorts though.
Oh, yeah, I
See,
can
this
see
is-
why. That's a
this is
good
fancy tape.
Ooh, that's a good copy there.
So let's look at the tape real quick now.
Looks like the Independence Day tape.
Yeah, it really does. It's the same like Fox
'Cause
home
It's got
video.
that green line on it.
Yeah. So this was at one time a Blockbuster videotape. So we got a sticker on the left-hand side covering the left spool, and it says, "Just to remind, please rewind. Thanks. The end." Then it's got the
Wow.
Blockbuster video
That sounds
logo.
like a threat almost.
Yeah. Or the end for you. And it says, "Wow, what a difference." Because Blockbuster is wow, what a difference.
Okay.
And there we go. Warning, if this label is broken, you must purchase this video, which means that somebody opened the tape. And as somebody who has actually opened tapes, I know how hard it is, so I'm sure nobody ever did that. So.
Good
Huh.
call.
Why would someone
Probably
open the
wouldn't want to
tape?
pay $79.95 for a
Oh,
Bushwhacked tape.
yeah, because it's so darn expensive back then.
Although maybe for the PG-13 version.
Sure, you gotta
True.
cancel your credit card and move out of state so
Yeah.
Blockbuster don't track you down.
So,
Steal your neighbor's identity and take their Blockbuster membership.
take the membership.
I remember we went to Blockbuster. It might have been us or it might have been John. But like when Blockbuster still existed and we like turned 18 or something, we're like, we can get Blockbuster cards. And we went and they're like, you need a credit card. And we're like, fuck.
Yeah, I did that at the Video Vault in the center of Westboro, where I wanted to just rent videos, and
You gotta have credit.
You need a credit card. So
I will never forget the first time I went and rented something after I turned 18. I had
On
my
your own
mom's,
account?
No, my mom's membership card, and she even gave me her credit card. But I rented Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas on DVD, and I felt so cool because one, I was renting a DVD that I could watch on my PS2, which I had just purchased, refurbished. I didn't like spend, it's not brand new out of the box, but I got it home and I popped it in, and it didn't work because this disc was so scratched up. So I brought it back like, a half hour later, being like, this doesn't work, and they were just like, well, you just got to return it. And I was like, oh, well, can I get another copy or another movie? And they're like, no, you paid for a rental. I'm like, it doesn't work, though.
Blockbuster did this?
Yeah, they were just like, you're bringing it back? Like, no, it doesn't work. And they're just like, so return it.
And now they're dead.
Yeah. They
Wow.
wouldn't let
Yeah,
me take another
customer
movie,
service.
and they were just
That-
like, we don't care that it's scratched. Just return the movie. It's like, I was in here like less than an hour ago.
And
They were just
that's
like,
why Blockbuster is
Yeah.
now minute clinics all over the country.
Yeah. That's right.
Only in Alaska. There are Blockbuster, independently owned Blockbuster branches in
Oh, weird.
Alaska, I think.
because
Support your mom and pops.
Alaska doesn't get the internet, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's really slow because it's so cold up there.
So on the back of the box, there's some residue. This had a sticker at one time.
Is it from the Birds and the Bees?
Yeah, that's right. It says it's a side-splitting comic adventure. Daniel Stern at his wild and wacky best, which is very true.
Yes.
So you got big face of Daniel Stern, like
big beautiful face,
giving you his big smirk, and then you got the kids underneath just hanging out. So it says, a bumbling package delivery man finds himself on the wrong side of the law when a hair-braided get-rich-quick scheme gets him accused of murder. Wait, not a hair braid. Did I say hair braided?
Maybe. I wasn't listening.
A hair-brained get-rich-quick. What the hell does that mean?
Hair-brained.
I never heard that one before.
No?
No.
All right.
Anywho. Daniel Stern from Home Alone, City Slickers, and Rookie of the Year stars as the inept Mad Max Grabelski, who heads to the hills with the cops hot on his trail. When he's mistaken for a world-famous scout leader, Max
I don't think any scout leader is world famous, first of all.
This guy
continues.
was.
The
spider.
The spider is. When he's mistaken for a world-famous scout leader, Max's escape plan takes an uproarious wrong turn. An entertaining, hilarious, and lighthearted film from 1995, and it's 85 minutes long.
Yeah, it could have been at least another 20 minutes.
Oh, that's
weird.
I would have been happy.
That's really weird because on IMDb it says the PG version says 90 minutes.
What? They
That
add
makes
time
no
into it?
sense.
Yeah.
Maybe they like put in a long credit sequence.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Or like did some
Consistencies.
slow mo.
We're gonna have to get 2 TVs.
and watch them
play 'em
side
side by
side.
side.
Crazy.
Interesting.
This movie was great though.
Oh, this movie's amazing.
I think, like we were just talking about this right before we started recording. I really liked this movie as a kid, hence why I probably rented it a number of times. But I think it's better now
Yes.
than it was when we were kids. So
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Hard to believe.
Oh, before we, are you all right there?
I can't like get the legs.
He's not having
of the
technical
chair
trouble. He's having
aligned with the legs of the mic stand, but now I'm good.
Jeez Louise, this
Yeah,
guy.
so we got to talk about what we ate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dane.
Oh,
what
yeah.
did we
Train.
eat?
This
What
is
do we
gonna-
have?
All right, I hope you guys have some time. So, all right. So we were all. All right.
We wanted Jimmy to pick
All right. So
because he's the special guest.
We wanted Jimmy to do this podcast with us because he was like, guys, I really want to do Bushwhacked for an episode. We're like, all right, great, man. Just come to the studio and we'll do it. And, obviously right before we do the show, we usually, the three of us get together and we decide what the hell we're going to eat. So usually we're just like, what are you guys in the mood for? I don't know, maybe some Taco Bell, maybe some burgers.
Is
I
that
don't
what
know.
we sound like to you?
Yeah.
Actually, that's exactly what we
It's
sound.
what it sound like.
It is when we're hungry.
And then
We're not ourselves when we're
we,
hungry.
we go to some junk
Brought to you by
eatery,
Snickers.
and we get some junk, some burgers, some Taco Bells, some
You
KFC.
get some junk food. You
Junk
sit down
food.
with your friends.
Right, that's what we do. So I was like, Jimmy, since you are the honorary guest-a-rooney of this episode, you should pick what we should eat. And then it turned into this mega fiasco on the internet. Like I'm at work and like my phone keeps buzzing away and I'm like checking it. Hope my boss doesn't see, and I'm like, what's going on? And everybody's like, hey, should we go here? What do we do?
I don't
And then
care. I don't care.
Who was it?
What do you want? I don't care.
Somebody put the bug in the ear to
Me.
go.
Oh, it's this guy right here.
Wings over Worcester, the best restaurant in the
All right.
world.
Should I tell them about Wings Over Worcester?
It's another
Let's-
Papa Gino's situation.
Let's just say,
Hey, wait, let's
You
not
know,
go there. Don't go there.
we already told that story, so just listen back. I
Plus-
think the Dorf episode.
a lot of times when Dane orders from places, I wouldn't say all the time.
I'd
a lot
say
of times.
99% of the time.
That's. I would only
It
go
happened
about
last
90,
time.
But
There it is.
Ooh, we got to pay for these chairs. Dude.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Whoa!
The one
We
cheap
need a
sneak.
separate microphone just for your
I don't know if
ass.
you guys noticed, but I always
Yeah,
waft
we
away my
noticed, and it's
farts
coming
right
with
towards
VHS
me.
tapes.
Yes, thank you.
When Dane orders food, it a
jeez.
lot of times. We good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, a lot of
Sorry,
times.
guys.
He farts in our faces.
He farts in our faces, and his food doesn't come out the way
as requested.
Yeah.
As requested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
that's exactly what happened.
I thought you were talking about my farts coming
No,
out.
I am
as
not
requested.
requesting your
No,
farts.
no one's requesting your farts.
Oh yeah. So,
So
all right. So
this
you guys
place
all
is not
heard what
any
happened the
different.
last time we went to McNunu's, right? With the
I don't
Whopper.
think so.
Take a breath.
Oh,
Whopper.
McNunu's doesn't have
Whopper at
Whoppers.
McNunu's.
so yeah. All right. So
McDonald's has
is
Big Macs.
McNunu's. Papa Gino's is Papa Ginzo's. Burger King is
Burger Swell.
Burger Swill. Taco Bell is Taco Smell. Each place has a nickname, and
Slightly disgusting.
slightly disgusting nickname. So I go to I'll go to McDonald's. All right,
McNunu's.
McNunu's, and
Get
I
your story
want
straight, Dan.
what?
It's like, get your story straight.
so
You don't
I'm
want
like,
burger. What was it?
I wanted a number
Burger
2,
Swell.
which is
Burger
a
Swell.
Whopper with cheese.
Don't want them
A
coming
Big
after
Mac
us.
with cheese.
A Big Mac. I'm right. Yeah. I
Quarter
wanted a
pounder with cheese.
Whopper,
That's the one.
at Burger King. Yeah, I wanted a Big Mac with cheese. So I said, hey, can I get my Big Mac with just cheese and nothing else? None of the pickles, onions, all that.
Plain with cheese.
Plain with cheese. Okay. Boop. Hits it on the button. We go back to the house. Now we had just gotten back from Savers and we got some tapes and we're like watching some tapes. So I got my burger.
Didn't you explain this last episode?
I don't think so.
No, but you didn't hear the last episode because we haven't
Oh,
recorded.
there you
Yeah,
go. Maybe you have
I
that.
feel like you have.
Yeah,
so I
think
might
you
have,
did.
but hey, I'll make the story short.
Okay.
It's already like
So-
10 minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
I'm digging it, man. It's a
so
good story.
Well, you're gonna hear
I got
it
my
twice.
This is my third time anyway. I don't mind.
I got my burger in my hand in the cardboard box, and the slip is on there with some tape.
You're really
and,
painting a mental image for everyone.
and it says
He wants people
says
to know his experience.
it says Big Mac with cheese, only cheese. And the only is in all caps. I open a fucking box, and it's a burger with everything else in it but the cheese.
If this
And
is
I
in
was
the other
pissed.
episode, I'm gonna fast forward this and give you chipmunk voice.
I'm pretty sure it's quarter pounder too.
Oh,
Quarter
could be.
pounder, yeah, man.
It was a
quarter
burger.
pounder.
He wanted it,
It was
with
a quarter
just
pounder.
cheese.
Yeah.
He got no cheese, everything else.
It was a quarter
and that's
pounder.
not uncommon for Dan.
At McNunu's.
Normally when we go out for food, it's like Topher always gets food last.
Yep.
At least that was the trend for a really long time.
That happened last time too.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Yeah, it is true.
It's
but
true.
you don't always order last too, which is
Right,
the,
yeah.
which is the thing. And Dane's food always gets messed up. And I haven't had really bad
Yeah, you have the
experiences
perfect- Yours is
always
man,
delicious.
with you
record.
guys here. Well, that's because
You
like if a
bowled the
place
perfect
messes
junk
up my
food
food,
game.
it's like screw that place. I'm not
They
going
know
back
you
to
too
it.
well.
Yeah.
You've got a
Like
reputation.
there's this McDonald's in Auburn that's really nice. It's kind of by the
Nobbin
mall,
and Nobbin.
like right off 290. It's a really nice looking McDonald's. Like when I go to a McDonald's, I want it to look
nice looking McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want no like crusty.
Well, the funny thing is the McDonald's that we went to, which is on Route 9 on the Westboro-Northboro line in front of Walmart, that's brand spanking. I mean, they just completely redid the entire
Oh,
place.
yeah, but that's not the one you went to.
Yeah,
That's the
we
one
went to one.
You went to
in
Lincoln, Plaza,
Street.
Lincoln Street.
You're right. We
Yeah.
did go to Lincoln Street.
Yeah.
So
I
I'll
forgot.
say the one on Westboro, Northboro line by the Walmart never messes up my order. I'm gonna knock on wood.
Hey, you know what? The last
Hey,
time
you
we
guys
went,
are gonna
But they're
visit
super
a
friendly. They're
McDonald's.
super quick. They got great nuggets. The fries are always at least medium.
The kids there are
warm.
super hot.
Yeah. What?
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 Because there's no air conditioning in the play place.
We're gonna leave that one alone. We're gonna leave that one alone.
Is that gonna stay in?
Not gonna touch that with my selfie stick.
What's that
Whoa.
all gonna say about that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Anywho.
So we go back to Wings Over Worcester. Dan, have you ever had an experience with Wings Over Worcester?
Let
where
me tell you a thing or two
Oh,
about
one
Wings
thing
Over
happened
Worcester.
like 8 years ago.
we got to make it real quick because we want to talk about the
Yeah,
movie.
we got
So-
bushing
So
wax
every
to
single
do.
time I go to Wings Over Worcester, the people suck. They're not friendly.
How many times have you been?
I'd say
Twice.
No,
Enough
maybe
to
you,
scar
and one of
you
the
for
times you
life.
didn't even go.
2 to 3
You've
times.
been once.
2 to 3.
2 to
You've
3.
physically been there once.
I don't remember, but
But there
I
was one
remember-
instance where you got delivery, right?
Yes.
and my order was wrong. And then the other time we went there, that was the day I bought my Dodge Avenger, and we
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
dro-
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And then I got my food, and that was fucking wrong too.
So you're gonna fart about it?
Can I just add that you guys having me pick was like having me pick like my last meal.
See, that's why I picked wings over Worcester.
I know, and
that's why I
went
planted
with
the
it.
seed.
As soon as I just wanted somebody to say anything.
Because wings over Worcester is badass, right?
It was pretty good.
Oh, I
Well,
like
Jimmy,
it. I have no problem with it. I like
Yeah.
it.
Jimmy's a really
I
big
was happy to eat
foodie,
it.
and it's awesome. He's always posting Phantom Gourmet stuff on his Facebook, all kinds of stuff. He enjoys the finer foods, which is strange that he'd want to come on our show and eat junk.
Hey, I love junk too, man.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for all kinds of food, I guess.
right.
Well, you know what's funny is every single time you say like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat some junk" or whatever, I say, "Dude, do a food review
know.
like I do," and you never do it, man.
I
You
don't
always-
have the balls.
Yes,
have.
you do, man.
I don't.
You've got
Well,
those
don't.
balls.
You've taken the first step. You're on the show here.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you.
Yeah.
We had some
Thank
wings
you.
over Worcester. How was your food?
Oh, I was happy.
What did
Yeah.
now,
What'd you get?
What did you get?
Good.
I got I forget what it's called, but
Chicken.
It's well, yeah,
Fucking
well, I got,
chicken
I
and
got
French fries.
I got
That's all they
boneless-
sell.
Well, they fucked up my waffle fries.
Oh, don't say that, man! Come on! I was in a good
I mean,
position.
they were great. I mean, they were
Don't
great.
go to
Well, they were just a little
Wings.
overcooked. They were a little overcooked. The chicken was good. The chicken was great. I got 2 flavors. I got the afterburner, which is named that because my asshole's gonna burn about 2 hours.
Yep.
And I got I think it's the Cajun barbecue, which is like a kind of spicy barbecue, and that's really good.
Nice.
And then I got Cajun waffle fries, which they overcooked, but I still ate most of them anyway, and a Coke, and it was great. I was very happy.
It was a great
brought-
experience,
it brought
and
snowballs.
everyone was happy.
Yes, and I did bring snowballs
So
because of the Stern.
So anyway, that's
And
what
no
we
one's
had.
feeling sick yet, right?
Not
So
yet.
wait,
Not
what-
yet. We will.
what did we
Yeah,
get? We
but-
got a couple of barbecues, right?
Yeah,
I
we
have
just got a
no clue what we got.
The
and I ate it.
Stratocaster.
And a teriyaki.
Over 2 pounds of boneless wings, covered in 4 sauces. Barbecue, some other barbecue, another barbecue, and Mustang Ranch.
And teriyaki.
And a side of large onion rings.
And you guys ate it all. It's
And
all
we ate it
gone.
all.
Well, there's
delicious.
3 of us,
Yeah.
so
Well, yeah,
and we're all just terrible, terrible eaters.
that's true.
As we drink our liter of sodas.
I am done with
each.
mine.
Yes. Hey,
But
Walgreens had them on sale. What am I going to do? Not
Yeah,
take a deal?
Not buy it?
Come on.
Well, the funny thing is, that's probably going to be the only one that you have tonight, as opposed to the
Nope.
usual like 50.
Well, that's
Here,
why I
there's
wanted to get
plenty
them
more back at
Casa de
yeah,
Casa de
Casa de
Topher.
Jackson.
Topher.
Yeah.
So we had food. That's what we ate. Was half Jim's choice, half Topher's choice.
This is mostly me forcing Jimmy
I'd say
to-
75 Topher,
Yeah.
25 me.
Put the bug in his ear.
I appreciated that bug. I
Thank
needed
you.
That bug.
Thank you. That's what most of my dates say.
I was begging for that bug. Begging.
Haven't
They
heard that
don't say
one,
that.
but after
They
they
do
get
not
it, they're
say
like,
that.
you know what? A little itch is good every now and then. Keeps you on your
It was
toes.
a good itch.
All right. Enough about
I
that.
have VD.
Anywho,
How's Bushwhacked? Speaking of VD.
Speaking of bushwhacking,
Bushwhacked.
Daniel Stern
I don't
is
actually
a
have
national
VD.
treasure.
Sure.
Oh,
is.
man.
Please don't think I have VD.
So we got to start off with the previews. Got 2 great previews. We have Down Periscope, starring Kelsey Grammer.
And everyone else under the sun in the 90s.
Yeah.
Harlan Williams, Toby Huss, Rob Schneider, Lauren Hawley, Rip Torn, Bruce Dern.
Oh man.
Who the fuck else? There were so many.
Yeah,
there are people
so
in it
many
I didn't
people.
remember being in it. I don't know. A lot.
That's. I mean, just those people alone. If you know who they are,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough.
it's a great cast, and they're all on a sub together. Well, most of them.
They all work at a Subway sandwich shop.
Exactly. And weirdly enough,
Underwater.
that's on a submarine.
Yeah.
That was a great trailer. We should do an episode of that.
The Band-Aid was holding the fingernail on,
It's
sir.
pretty good.
Classic joke.
Harlan Williams doing whale calls.
Yep, another
It's
classic
great.
joke.
And then the other trailer was Goosebumps VHS.
Yeah.
Goosebumps tapes.
It was like super early because it wasn't the Goosebumps theme song playing.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that
you're
was
right.
weird.
That's right. It was a weird.
It's just some
Yeah.
weird stuff that didn't even
Weird
like
score.
fit. You
It
know?
was just a montage
Yeah.
of like scenes and mostly the haunted mask like popping up.
And Girl Who Cried Monster.
Yes.
yeah, true. Which is a
And
really
some
good
Camp
one.
Nightmare or Werewolf at Fever Swamp. I couldn't tell because they used the same puppet, I think.
I can't remember any of the titles, so you guys are way better than me.
I just rented
You're an
one at the
Animorphs guy?
library recently.
What's that?
You're an
Night in Terror
Animorphs
Tower.
guy?
I did read a lot of
Night in Terror
Animorphs.
Tower.
Yeah.
My nephew
It was
just
a
got
terrible
a bunch of
episode,
Goosebumps for Christmas.
Oh, really?
But no tapes, just in case he didn't want to read the books.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
Well, we'll get him some tapes.
But those were pretty good. Yeah, Dane, you just got a couple
So
from.
I-
did you get one or did you get multiple?
I rented a VHS of Goosebumps at the library, which had one episode on it. If you
Nice.
check up on our Facebook and the Instagram, you'll find some stuff on that.
It's a two-parter.
Yeah, it was a long one.
It was a long one, definitely. And that episode was
Disappointing.
probably was probably my least favorite episode of Goosebumps.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to go out to Savers and try and find more
Yeah.
Goosebumps tapes.
Yeah, those are fun.
So we kind of get right into Daniel Stern, right as the movie kind of goes in, or does it start? No, it starts with Daniel Stern.
Oh,
Saturday
yeah.
Night Fever.
Yeah,
Right off the bat.
it's great. You see him walking down the street.
Strutting.
He's like touching people, going in between people,
Touching his balls.
touching his balls, being a sleaze.
Like,
Yeah.
he's not being a jerk, but he's being
He's, like, oblivious.
inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes into. Does he go into a convenience store? Or is
Yeah.
it like a like
I
a
think so.
convenience store?
Yeah.
And he orders.
2 packs of Marlboros, some snowballs, and a jumbo Coke.
And he's so, like, proud of it, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's ordering, like, filet mignon on, like, he got his first big paycheck, and now he can, like, really splurge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
taking out
acts like he
his
just
wife.
got his paycheck.
Yeah, he's, like, showing off by buying 2 packages of snowballs.
No, the funny thing is, like, I don't understand. All right, now, granted, I don't know the industry too well, but as far as I knew, I thought, like, delivery men made good money. I thought that, like, UPS people made bank.
That
And-
was after the hype of King of Queens. And
Oh,
they
it-
started demanding higher paychecks.
Is that right? Oh.
I don't know.
And
Well,
they
this
said
dude,
Kevin James can do this. We need more money.
this
Freedom
was-
Express didn't pay well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was just some like
That's probably why Freedom Express is not around anymore. We
Some-
we only have Federal Express, UPS, and
FedEx.
yeah, that's Federal,
Federal
Express.
Express.
Yeah, and DHL,
who
that's
uses
it.
DHL?
Yeah.
international shipping.
Oh, okay.
Smuggled a lot of people in my days.
He should have. Daniel Stern should have got hired from Amazon's new shipping company.
Oh yeah.
I would pay so much money to have Daniel Stearns deliver my Amazon packages.
Would you give him a 50 every single time?
Every time.
every time.
He'd do anything.
Every time.
I don't
And
tip
then I'd light
delivery
my
men, but
kitchen
I would
on
tip
fire
Daniel
just for
Stern.
authenticity,
Be awesome.
and he'd have to save me.
Yeah.
So he works as a delivery person.
Delivery guy.
Yeah. And he has this weird relationship with his boss. I don't know.
His
It's like
boss-
2 seconds.
We
you
see
him.
2 scenes of
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his boss is like the angry
police chief.
police chief. Yeah, that like
Grabowski, don't.
right. I'm taking away your badge, your delivery badge. You're a rogue delivery guy.
You're on
You got to play by the
suspension.
rules. He just has that kind of
And
attitude.
he doesn't. Daniel Stern doesn't have like a delivery outfit too. Like you see,
He's
like
just a
FedEx and
sleazeball.
UPS guys, they got the blue or the brown. No, he's just got a sweet jumpsuity kind of. He's
just
going
like
out
we
dancing.
And
Larry.
he walks to the delivery place. He's a delivery man. He doesn't drive the delivery car to his job. He walks there.
Well, that's why he steals a car later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly doesn't drive.
He ain't got enough money. Hey, speaking of the snowballs, are these? What's the deal with these snowballs? Are these snowballs up for grabs?
Yeah.
Grab a
woo.
snowball.
Guys,
brought
want
'em?
some snowballs?
I think I brought him.
I'm all set.
There's 4.
Come
It's
on.
all you.
Yeah, he
It's all
got
you.
snowballs for everybody. Come on.
Grab a snowballs.
All right, I'm gonna grab a
You have
snowball.
to eat it like
Thank
him,
you,
though.
Jimmy.
You have to eat it in one bite.
Oh
All
goodness,
in one
I don't.
bite.
I have a very special way that I eat my snowballs.
I'm just kidding.
He puts it up his butt so he
Cups
doesn't
them
fart
and then
anymore.
licks them very slowly.
All right. You want to know how I eat my snowballs?
Not really.
So what I do is I take the snowball. I
Oh, that
put
is
it-
disgusting.
I
We
put it
need a
upside
video
down,
of this.
And I.
You peeling it?
Oh, gross.
Do you guys want to record this?
No.
I peel
No
off
one should be-
the marshmallow layer off of the cupcake.
Well, that's coconut too.
coconut.
like with the
yeah.
coconut layer. Okay. So
See, that's what I.
You're skinning
No
it.
offense.
It looks
I
like you're
appreciate
like
the gesture, but
circumcising
I'm not
the
a big
snowball.
coconut guy. So
this
I
is like a
don't do
bris
snowballs.
for snowballs.
I only brought him because of the movie.
Yeah.
so then I take
In
this
good
out,
spirit.
I'm not offended.
and then so I'll eat the cupcake, right? I'll take all the
And
the
you waste
cupcake
the
out.
snow.
I'll eat the cupcake first, and then I'll take all the snow and the marshmallow, and I roll it up like a cigar.
And shove it up my
Oh my
ass.
gosh.
and then I eat it.
Looks like a fat doobie. Looks like a Cheech and Chong joint.
It's like just like eating wet
Clint
toilet
Howard, that's
paper.
a poor Daniel Stern impression.
Oh, that looks even less appetizing now.
Yes, it
Jimmy,
does.
thank you so much for bringing these in. I haven't had a.
Sorry you had to
Damn.
watch that.
I don't even remember
Sorry,
the
you had to
last
sit
time I
closest
watched
to
it.
Yeah, I
him.
said we didn't feel sick, but now all of us can safely say that we feel sick. Oh God, I felt that one.
And it felt sick.
Oh my God! Stop eating that snowball. It's gonna get worse.
I don't think you fired once during the movie and you just saved them
No,
all.
he-
I really
he
did.
saves 'em.
He's
Corks
got
it.
an arsenal.
I really did save him just for the podcast.
Yeah.
Can
So
you wave him right towards me? Thanks.
we should get more into the movie though,
Sure.
because it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Enough about Dane's weird snowball eating habits. Daniel Stern has
guys.
one last package, and he goes to this big fancy house, the biggest mansion you ever seen. His words later in the movie. And he's delivering this package, and no one's home. He's ringing the doorbell, knocking on the door.
Pressing his face up against the window,
Yep.
looking in.
Classic joke.
The door opens. He's looking for the guy who he knows his name, but I don't remember the name at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget too, actually.
And it turns out there's a fire in the house. And as soon as he discovers the fire, these two FBI agents, including who's the fat sweaty guy?
the late, great John Polito.
That's right. FBI agents tell him to freeze. They caught him. He apparently killed a guy. But he's like, no, there's a fire. I don't know what I'm doing.
And you think John Polito's sweating because there's a fire.
No,
but
he's
no, he
just
just
a
has the
sweaty
meat
guy.
sweats all day, every day.
Yeah.
And now he's dead.
You can smell him from a mile away.
he was one of the
He's awesome.
one of the many
Sweaty fat guys that we lost this
2016
year.
celebrity deaths.
It seems like he was always right about to have a heart attack. Like, just that
Yeah, he's-
glossy, like,
Yeah, like I said, he looks like in Dumb and Dumber when they feed him the
Yeah.
jalapeno burger,
Yep.
and he's like convulsing on the floor. He constantly looks like
John
that.
Polito lived
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's his lifestyle for him,
his life was that bucket of peppers.
pretty much.
So Daniel Stern, like, knocks him over or something, and he grabs one of the guns and jumps out, like, the second-story window.
They rush in and fall down.
Oh, yeah.
and
And
drop
then
their
the
gun.
They're
guns
not good
slide
FBI
towards
agents.
Daniel Stern.
Yeah. And he picks it up, and he's like, there's a fire in there. Like, he's pointing with the
Yeah.
gun. And then he jumps out the window, and he gets away.
Yeah.
and he finds out the box that he was delivering cracks open, and there's like $1 million inside or something.
$10 million.
$10 million
Yeah.
inside. An
But he doesn't
Amazon
take any of
box.
it. He's just running away,
Yeah.
which is smart because he's not there for money.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
You'd
take
think
the
he
money.
No, wait,
would.
he was there for money. He was
Well, he was there
For
for
$50
just
bucks, not
wanted
10
$50.
million.
Yeah.
He just wanted 50. He,
He just
wasn't
needs
being
a 50.
greedy.
Yeah. He just wants to play some scratchies, go to bed, watch a little Leno.
Hey,
all
how
he
do you
wants.
think he can afford all those snowballs and packs of cigarettes and
He's
his jumbo
counting those
car?
50s.
His 50s. Exactly.
Hey, he's got to spend. He needs more money to spend for all the cavities he's gonna get.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, there's no good dental insurance.
I don't
with
know if they're part
Freedom
of
deliveries.
What is it? If it's part of a union, he's probably got some.
Does he look like he pays union dues?
I don't know.
God.
He didn't even pay to ride the bus.
That's true. Oh yeah, that was the best.
sneaks
He like
onto the bus.
Frugal, all right.
Yeah.
He's frugal. How do you think he affords those really nice suits?
the bus.
The
he's
one
like,
suit he wears
Nice
through the whole
watch
thing.
That he got his
Nice.
savers.
nice necklace, nice ring.
his Italian leather
Italian
shoes,
Oh man, that's the one thing in this movie that
his
like.
loafers.
So yeah, he's wearing those penny loafers, which penny loafers are just they got like a kind of like a slick bottom, like any like regular sneaker. And the whole time I see him like climbing rocks or doing anything like that, I'm like, man, if you were actually doing those with penny loafers, you'd be done.
Yeah.
not Daniel Stearns.
No.
Not the spider.
No.
Not the spider.
He's
No,
the master.
The
That's
lizard.
why, that's why he's the lizard.
the lizard.
So then we see he gets away. Then we see like a Cub Scouty kind of troop, and they're scaling this crazy wall, and they're all like, "Oh, hold on!" Turns out they're just on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
and kind of
It's like a
dramatic
Batman
effect.
and Robin like scaling the wall, and then they turn the camera, and they're just walking
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
ground.
It
So
reminds
long
me
story
of,
short, what's that?
it reminds me of that Clerks cartoon.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Like, why are we
exactly.
walking like this?
And the plant like falls.
Yeah.
Love that gag. It's a great gag.
Good gag.
So it turns out this Cub Scout troop is not a lot going on. Ragtag group of kids. We got the fat one and
The nerdy one.
And
then all the other kids who are exactly
then the
girl.
one who's like, the girl who comes
There's
a little
one
later.
named Dana.
Yeah, who's like the little teeny tiny. He's the smallest
the
kid,
weak
but he's
one.
like the toughest. He's like always like, I'll
brave.
fight
He's
him.
like
I'll fight him.
Tommy
the
Pickles.
underdog.
Yeah, exactly. And then the two other ones.
Yeah, I don't.
The like main one.
They like don't really
And
need to be there.
they want to like go on a crazy Cub Scout trip, but the mom is like, we're gonna bake today. So she hires the Spider, this old timey scout leadery guy, to take him on a camping trip, and they're pretty excited. That's not really anything fun. But when Daniel Stern steals a car to get away,
That's very fun.
yes, that is very fun. He goes to steal a car and the alarm goes off. And then he goes to steal the next car and he's like, oh, there's keys in it. And the guy pops up. He's like, oh,
Was he sleeping?
I don't know.
Got your keys?
Yeah, exactly. So then he goes to the next car, or he sees someone get out of a car and like it was still on or they didn't have their
Yeah,
keys
they
or
left it
whatever.
running, and she's just going inside to a store real
Yeah.
quick. Then he
So,
pops in that car.
Pops in the
It's
car.
open.
And there's a little kid in the car who has one of the best lines of the movie. What does he say?
He says, I gotta make a dookie, mister. Then Daniel Stearns just leaves him on the sidewalk and drives away in
wish
a
that
blue
they-
Volvo station wagon.
I
and
wish
the kid is in like the
A car seat.
yeah. He's
Even though he
either
looks like
like
he's,
a
like,
really
10.
big
Yeah,
it's like a
yeah.
really big kid or like a teeny tiny car
He
seat.
could be in this Cub Scout troop. He's that
yeah,
old.
And he has a
Exactly.
banana that's like the size of
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best part. He's eating a banana. But when he's on the curb, he doesn't have the banana. So it's assumed that Daniel Stern stole the banana from this child.
Yeah, might as
Again,
well have.
he's frugal. He needs the potassium so he can
He's gotta have
maintain his
energy.
He's got a long
Yeah.
trip ahead of him.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
so true.
To Devil's Peak. That's where he has to go. He has to make a Devil's Peak because this was
Oh, yeah,
some
I don't
weird
really get
interaction with
that.
his box, with his boss, having to do with another package, which I do not.
Yeah.
None of us.
The entire
understand.
plot of this movie was glossed over so quickly
They don't do a very good job explaining it.
and makes no sense.
It's
The
kinda
rest of
told
the
to us
film
later
makes up
on.
for it.
Yeah.
But he
Oh,
has
yeah.
to get to Devil's Peak.
For a package.
For a
That's all we
package.
know, and that's all we can say. I think.
Yeah, what he's gonna do there, no one knows.
If
Yeah.
someone else has a theory as to what the actual plot of this movie is, please let us know.
Daniel Stern, if you are listening, please send us an email, thevhsbandits@gmail.com. And please tell us what was going on with that because we would love to know. And also, we love you.
Yeah, we really love you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daniel Stern.
Thank you, Daniel Stern. Yes. So he steals the car, and on the way to Devil's Peak, he gets lost, and he stops at this rinky-dink little general store. And who should show up also at the general store but the Spider, who stopped for whatever reason. And
Yeah, why did he stop?
Maybe he
Just
had to
for
take a leak.
conflict.
Yeah, maybe he had to make a dookie.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's true. He had some
I
bananas.
mean, he had to drop the Cosby kids off at the pool before he had to go do the scout trip. Or maybe he was getting some
I
supplies.
feel like the spider shits in the woods wherever he wants.
maybe
He's
he-
like, kids, watch me take a shit and wipe my ass with some poison ivy and rocks. That's how you do it.
Well, maybe he was just getting some
And you
supplies
squint the entire time. I have
was
no
on-
idea how this guy sees anything.
wasn't he on his way to go to start his trip with the kids at the Boy Scout thing? So
Yeah.
He could have been lost too. I mean, who knows?
he could have.
He's an
I don't
expert
know.
Probably
tracker.
not.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
think
probably
so,
an
yeah.
expert
Expert
navigator.
He was
Yeah.
he probably just had to pick up like a teeny tiny pocket knife that he was gonna like do everything with the whole trip.
Yeah, the one with a toothpick in it.
Right, exactly, and the nail file.
Yeah.
So Daniel Stern parks in the handicap spot, and that's what forces these two guys to interact.
And you see, but when Daniel Stearns walks into the store, the clerk is watching on TV. It's like a news report, and it says, this so-and-so millionaire was murdered in his home. And then it shows like the suspect is, and it's Daniel Stern's face pops up on the screen. But Daniel Stearns pops up right in time to like cut off his own face on the TV to talk to the clerk.
So the clerk doesn't see his mugshot,
Right, yeah.
which is a pretty funny mugshot.
Oh, yeah.
He has some great mugshots in
He
this.
does.
Like his entire face is a goofy mugshot
It
all
is,
the
yeah,
time.
Always.
Like one thing I loved about the scene is like he comes in, he's like, "Hey, Mister, I'm a little lost. I need some directions. And like the guy in the counter just like, I'm watching a murderer on TV.
I mean, this is taking the country by storm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is nationwide.
But it's just like it's like this guy who's running a store like can't be bothered. You know what I mean? Just like,
because there's a man going on.
It's crazy.
And so, so he's in the handicap parking lot, and the Spider puts a sign on his car that says, I'm an inconsiderate person.
Yeah.
With super glue.
With super glue.
Super glue is key.
And then, so Daniel Stern sees this, and then Spider walks out, and...
What does he call him?
He calls him...
Sergeant Doofus.
Sergeant Doofus.
Hey, Sergeant Doofus, did you do this? And then they get in an argument over it, and then the clerk pops out, and it's revealed on the TV like that he is the guy who murdered whoever in the mansion.
Whatever his name is.
So the clerk and Spider have now like figured out that he's wanted because they describe his car as a blue Volvo station wagon that it got stolen or whatever.
So he super glues Spider into the car,
right,
making him drive the opposite direction because they're going to be looking
throw
for
off
that
his
car.
trail. But I don't know what he
Daniel
does with the
Stern
clerk.
Probably just threatens
Lets
him.
him go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he shot the clerk outside.
Maybe he killed
Put him in the back.
Maybe he
who knows?
super glued him to the counter.
That,
Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, what a plot hole.
That general store looks like it might have graboids in the general area, so he might have fed him to a graboid.
This is in the desert.
It looked like that part was kind of
Graboids
desert.
hang out in the desert.
I know, and he probably doesn't taste as good as Kevin Bacon, but what are you gonna do? That's my theory. So then he drives to Devil's Peak.
Well, yeah, he takes Sergeant Doofus's car.
Yes.
And that's how he gets
His
pulled
Hummer.
over.
He gets pulled over, yeah. And by a police officer who's looking for him, because on the Hummer it says, scout leader, troop leader, or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, you're late." And Daniel Stern like cries and is like, "I'm sorry, it wasn't my fault." Blah blah blah. And he's like, "Wow, you're just late," and brings him to the troop. And it's the whole like, the kids are like, asking him all kinds of questions about being the troop leader and all this experience he has, and Daniel Stern's making up crap and blah, blah, blah.
He's supposed to have, like, climbed Mount Everest and whatever. He's like, yeah.
The Alps.
It was in the Alps. It was really, really difficult.
They were really steep or whatever.
Yeah, and one of the kids was like, I thought Mount Everest was in the Himalayas. And he's like, I had to cross the Alps to get there. And they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, like, right before that, like, he stops for a group of bicyclists.
Oh, that's how he gets pulled over.
Yeah. Just like, hey, what is the parade? I like how
what is the parade?
Every single person like doesn't look at him like who's this jerk? They're just like, hi, how you doing? Like waving him, hey. They're all like old fogies, hey, how you doing?
One old guy with a bike actually goes, hey, to which he responds, hey, I'm gonna run you over.
He has this Dennis Nedry moment.
Like, I feel like that's like a joke that I enjoy more now than I would have when I was a kid. I don't know.
For sure. Because I feel like that more so now than I did as a kid. I didn't want to run too many people over. Yeah. So
they start the hike.
Hike.
He meets the mom
immediately.
She sends him off with the kids. Off they go.
Yeah.
Our picture's being taken.
It didn't work. You guys are too far apart.
We're vampires.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
That's okay. No, that means you don't have reflections. I can still take a picture
it's
of
a
you.
reflective lens.
Use your stick.
Nah, that's okay.
All right. So
too busy talking about Bushwhacked. I was trying to get a candid moment, but you guys ruined it because now we're acknowledging it.
Oh no!
I quit.
And Kevin has left the podcast.
This is the last episode of the show.
I'm glad I got to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
We go out on a high note. Just kidding, folks. You can't kill me.
However hard you may try, and however many threats you may tweet.
No matter how many Daniel Stern assassins you may send my way.
So, I mean, this is basically Act 2 is just a bunch of like hijinks in the woods.
Yeah.
It's just a series of
trying to remember the
stuff.
order might be difficult.
Yeah, I can't remember it, but like
great
they gotta,
scene
they're
after
gonna
great scene.
start a fire and they gotta pick up pine cones. So Daniel Stern finds a really big one,
Yeah, big
and it's a beehive.
Yeah.
And he gets stung a lot, and he like gets wicked sick from it, has seizures or whatever.
This one's as big as a football.
Yeah. He gets mauled by a bear, which is tons of fun.
20 years before The Revenant.
Yep, exactly.
Where's his Oscar?
Well-deserved Oscar.
Yeah.
And one of the first jokes that is really awesome is they're like immediately when they start hiking, they notice that Daniel Stearns doesn't have a backpack, and all the kids do, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe you didn't come with a pack." And he's like, "Are you kidding me? I brought 2." And he like lights up a cigarette and then throws out an empty pack of cigarettes and pulls out a new one.
Yeah.
Brought a pack.
He's smoking through the whole movie.
brought 2.
It's great. Let's see. Oh, he also has the good line of one of the kids like earlier on is like, "I gotta pee," and he's like, "What's stopping you?"
And then they all pee on the FBI guy's head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's got like a whole song to it too. I'm like, did he just make that
Drain
up on
your
the spot?
lizards.
Yeah,
It's
something like
weird.
that. All the boys are peeing off a cliff and peeing on the FBI guy, and it's
Shaking
just
their
like,
dicks around.
Yeah.
One of the kids is like, oh shit, we just peed on some guy's head.
It's great.
And that's probably the first time they see the FBI agent and Sergeant
Yeah.
Doofus.
Oh, and that's
Yeah.
when Daniel Stern's like, oh fudge.
Only in the PG-13, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Don't quote me
Yeah.
on that.
Although fudge isn't really that bad.
I mean, it's in the
No,
it's in a Christmas story, so
yeah,
who knows?
exactly.
There's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of fudge in a lot of movies.
There is, yes. And a lot of them
Especially
are
Charlie
PG.
and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Hey. But I think he sings the song because right before that, the kids are singing a song,
Oh,
and
some
it's
super
like
annoying
really
song,
shitty.
yeah.
They're like hiking and singing, like, like those fucking dwarves and that Snow White or whatever.
Snow White and
like
the Seven Dwarves?
Yeah, that one. Like an annoying song like that, and he's like,
Some Scots
would
song.
you shut up? Who came up with this song? And then one kid's like, my mom did. And he's like,
Well, it
that
sucks.
And then I think that's what got him to create this pee-pee song.
Yeah, he writes his own song.
Yeah, it
a
was
better
pretty
song.
good,
Yeah.
especially off the cusp.
So they're running away from these guys because they eventually catch Sergeant Doofus in the car, and that's when, what'd you do?
I hit the mic stand. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God.
I heard it go.
Sorry.
If any of you were wondering what that noise was, it was Topher messing with the mic stand.
Yep.
They eventually catch up to the car, the blue Volvo, whatever, station wagon, and they pull Sergeant Doofus off the steering wheel, who's super glued on there.
Of cops.
I know. And eventually they
Many
all
more
go,
than
oh,
actually
crap.
Try to figure out the crime.
That means he's stolen a bunch of kids, holding them hostage, and they're going up this mountain.
It's a Devil's Peak.
Yeah. So then they start the search. So him and the FBI guy, who's the meat sweats guy.
Meat Sweat's dead. John Polito.
Yep. I'm not going to remember his name.
That's
sorry.
all right. I'll remind you.
Thank you.
It's a name
Thank
everyone
you.
should know.
They go off together, and, Sergeant Doofus is showing up. Meat Sweats guy, John Polito.
Damn right.
Okay. I'm not going to remember it. Sorry.
It's all right.
Even though I just apologized.
I'm not offended.
Yeah. And he's showing them up, and they're like scaling the mountain or whatever, and they eventually catch up. And they cross this rickety-looking bridge, and they have to.
So they climb after they piss on them, they like climb up the vertical side of like a mountain. They like rock climb.
Yeah,
And
not the kids in Daniel Stern.
No,
but
no,
yeah,
John
yeah,
they're at
Polito
the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Somehow.
John Polito
Somehow.
and Spider climb up.
Right. And
And
that's
they're-
what forces the kids and Daniel Stern to book it.
Yeah, and they're
And-
getting held up because like Spider climbs the mountain like super fast.
Because he's a spider.
Yeah, and then like John Polito is just like stuck on the side, doesn't know what to do, getting the meat sweats all over, covered in piss. And he's like, "No,
Yeah,
put
he's all
your,
slippery.
He's
put
all
your
wet
left arm
all
here."
the
He's like, "No, your
time.
arms are crossed." Duh. So that holds him up, and gives them time to go to the Death Canyon Bridge.
Yeah. And they got to muster up the courage to get across, and one of the steps breaks, and one of the kids almost falls, and blah, blah, blah. And one of the kids gets stuck like halfway through, halfway on the bridge
What's his
after
name?
everyone
Finkus?
else.
The nerdy kid?
Pinkus.
No,
Dinkus?
that's
Dinkus?
That's Boy Meets World.
Fishman.
Fishman. Yeah.
yeah.
Milton Fishman.
Yep.
Milton
Super
Fishman.
stud.
We were way off.
Super stud.
That's right.
He gets stuck on the bridge.
He's
Everyone
got
else is
major
crossed,
anxiety, and
then he
Daniel
starts
Stern. Daniel Stern, starts like chopping
hacking away.
the bridge so it falls, so the guys can't follow him or whatever. So he's just the
And then
kid's
he
stuck on the
hears,
bridge. So
hey, I'm still here.
yeah,
And Fishman's still on the bridge, and he's like, Fishman, get over here. And then Fishman's like, I'm crippled with fear. I can't move. And Daniel Stern's just like super pissed because he doesn't want to go to jail, and he's still hacking away with everything he says, almost cutting the bridge with Fishman still on it.
and that's what inspires him to finally get off of it.
Yeah, because he's a super stud.
Yeah, exactly. He makes him say that. He says,
I am Daniel Fishman, super stud. I am whatever. What?
Milton
Fishman,
Fishman.
Milton
super
Fishman.
stud.
That was one
It's
of the
not working.
issues that I had with this movie was I felt like there were
Milton
too
Fishman.
many
That nerd.
scouts, and I had a hard time remembering all their names.
Yeah, I don't remember any.
They
of the
don't
other
really
names.
say him that much.
They don't.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of the
I
other
think
names.
there's like 2 extra scouts because there's like you got the cheese ball and you got the nerdy kid and the girl, and then you only need one more scout to be like
you have the little
brave
kid.
scout guy,
You have
right?
the
But
little
you don't
kid.
need him. And there's another
does play
kid
a
that
part,
you don't
though.
need.
Yeah, he saves them in the river.
Yeah, but you just give that role to someone else.
Yeah, they're definitely the
He
ones,
does one
like,
thing
I
in the
mean,
movie.
There was that one kid who I thought was going to be like the jockey kind of kid, but he didn't really do anything.
Yeah, I don't know
Right,
what
I
his
thought he
purpose
was
And then
Tommy
there was
Pickles, the leader guy, but no.
the Dennis. Was it Dennis? I don't remember
Who
the kid's
knows?
name. But his mom was like the pack leader. So
That was his
he-
only purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I felt
So-
like there were 2 kids in
Too
this
many
movie.
scouts. They could have killed one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
They might have killed one during this movie, and we didn't notice.
Yeah, who knows?
There are 6 of them.
They
But
kept
there's
it under
only
wraps.
4 on the front of the box, but all 6 of them are on the back of the box.
What a
Clearly,
That
2
makes
of them
sense.
got.
they got hosed.
Yeah.
Look at that on the back of the box. Executive producer Daniel Stern.
All right.
Which kids are on the front of the box? That'll tell us which ones are important.
I don't know because to tell you the truth,
They're
some
probably
of the
not
kids,
even in the movie.
I,
They're just
I
random
think I think
photoshopped
they're
kids.
different kids.
Yeah.
They
That
kind
always
of sort of look
happens.
like
I
it.
gotta take a look at that.
So after
Oh
they
yeah, those
cross,
are totally different kids. None of these kids are in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
that's
just
crazy.
like look-alike kids.
How weird
I
is
feel
that?
this is probably another like we got a poster.
very much
now
so.
make
Are
a
you kidding me?
movie.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Look at those kids. They're not in the
Dude.
movie. Look at the girl.
What the fuck?
That's so
Yep.
creepy.
Are you fucking kidding
Daniel
me?
Stern's kidnapped another group of kids for the cover.
Those were the original kids, and they all died.
Yeah, they fell down the mountain.
That's 4 random fucking kids.
If anything, the cheeseball kid might look similar,
Cheeseball.
but it's just because he's a cheeseball character.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Cheese balls always look
It's
similar.
almost look-alike kids. Like you can tell which one's supposed to be Fishman.
At
Yeah,
quick
yeah,
glance,
The fat one and the
you don't
girl.
notice the
It's weird.
difference.
Yeah.
But it ain't them. There's
Yeah.
one kid that I don't even know who it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know if it's the 2 jock kids or not.
This is another Santa
know?
with muscles situation.
that's
where
why
the guys only
earlier-
come around in the movie.
I don't know if you guys saw like earlier while we were recording, I kept flipping it back and forth trying to see, and I was like, "Wow!"
I thought you
they're
just had
different.
really short attention span, just going back and
What a
forth.
deceiving cover.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
Well, we can't fault the film for that. That's,
No,
No.
not the movie's fault.
Nope. So after they cross the bridge, they got to
That's
set up
marketing.
camp. They've earned, a night off, and that's when they do the beehive thing, and Daniel Stern gets stung and all that. And they set up tents, and that's when they figure out Daniel Stern isn't the spider. He's actually Mad Max, whatever his last name is.
That's but he does the sexy toys.
Oh
before,
yeah,
right?
he does.
Sexy
He does the
toys.
birds and the bees.
Yeah, 'cause
he
the
has a
kids
Ken and
are
Barbie
talking-
kind of doll.
That's probably
One of them
my
brought
favorite.
a Playboy, and
Yeah, the kids have a Playboy, and then he's like to the girl, "You bet you've never seen one of these before."
Daniel Stern does not say that.
No. Daniel Stern does. The kid says
okay.
it to the girl.
Yes, I was gonna say.
No.
I was questioning that myself.
Yes.
No. Yeah, the kids are talking amongst themselves right now.
Yes.
And then they're like, I know what the birds and the bees are. It's when the guy takes his shirt off and the girl takes her shirt off. And then Fishman's like, no. Only the girl has to take her shirt off. And like as a kid watching this, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But and about now,
that
it
sounds
it
okay.
still sounds fairly accurate.
Yeah.
It's not too
to
far
what I've
off.
experienced.
I don't take my shirt off around birds or bees.
I don't take
at
my shirt
all.
off for sex or swimming. Those are the rules.
Fucking nerd.
And then they're like, hey, to solve the disagreement, they call over Daniel Stern. Is like, hey, Spider, tell us about the birds and the bees. And he's like, I don't think I'm supposed to do that. And they're like, no, it's in the manual. You got to do it. And he's like, okay, whatever.
It's in the manual.
If it's in the manual, I'm going to do it.
He does quite graphically.
Yeah, he's like,
You don't get the full
little girl,
story,
let me
but-
take your dollies over here.
Cut
And he
to
just makes a bunch of sex sounds like, oh, yeah, that's what Daddy likes.
It's ultra creepy, but it's the funniest thing
the
on the
fun-
planet.
and
He
like,
does
his
it so
face
well.
is
He
just so
deserves it.
magical.
He deserves a cigarette after, and he takes
He's
that.
got like a almost completely smoked cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Jacket's off
Yeah.
and
The
everything.
whole
Sweating
movie.
like John Polito.
Yeah.
I mean, literally,
which is a lot.
He's got a half a cigarette in his mouth the entire movie. It's like like when they just started getting in the woods, he already threw one of his empty packs out in the woods. So he was down to one pack. I don't know how many is in there, but it seems like he had like 200 cigarettes during the rest of this movie.
Again, he's really frugal, so one
Probably
pack
cuts them
will
in half or
yeah
only
one
smokes
one
half.
pack will last him a long time.
It's like one puff every quarter of the
He's trying
day.
to quit.
something like that. I don't know.
And then he ends the sex talk with, so then the guy has a smoke, watches a little Leno, and goes to sleep. Which
is still
kids
true
are
to
like
this day.
dumbfounded and like
Yeah.
frightened.
And then they go to sleep.
Yeah.
No, not really. But
But
they
in the
figure out who he really is because one of the kids makes a radio.
Oh yeah.
That's like a
the
thing.
Crystal radio.
Yeah, and they
Crystal
hear
radio?
Yeah.
It's like
It's
Disney
a thing.
radio.
If you go to
I
like the
don't know.
science center or something, they'll have them like the kids museums and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Or
Yeah.
if
You,
join
go to
Cub
the
Scouts, I guess.
ecotarium. It's the one
Yeah.
thing they have.
Yeah.
They hear, a news report about kids being kidnapped and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, that's us. So they go to sleeping Daniel Stern and they take out his wallet and that's the thing. And he's sleeping and holding the gun.
He's passed out holding
With
a
the
gun,
cigarette in his
Playboy
mouth.
now.
with a cigarette in his
Cigarette in
mouth,
his mouth.
and the open Playboy.
Yeah.
next to
Yeah.
his head. He had himself a night.
And his tent is just a tarp, like,
Over a string.
over, yeah,
What was
over-
the line when he
over
was
a
setting
line.
it up?
Yeah.
That he said 3 times.
He's just like, here you go. Oh,
Yeah, that
got
was
the
it.
tents ready. Tents ready.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
What's funny is like, I mean, like the whole movie is just him like making all these weird like grunt sounds and stuff. Just Daniel Stern's like, huh? What? Oh, like that's him. The whole. I can imagine like when he's like redubbing this in the studio later, especially like the parts when he's like on the rope or he's going down the river. Just him being like,
A lot of screaming, a lot of grunting.
he sounds like Guy Fieri there.
I wish he did more voiceover work. It would have been great.
Yeah.
Dilbert is
Anything
nothing
else.
like that, unfortunately. Dilbert's very
Yeah.
reserved.
He's
Yeah.
pretty,
And so is the Wonder Years.
yeah. The Wonder Years could have been so much better if,
Yeah, if it was
if he had bushwhacked the
if
voiceovers.
Fred Savage turned into grown up as Mad Max Spadowski or whatever his name is. What is it?
Welcome to Stanley Spadowski's
I
clubhouse.
can't read that. Spolowski?
Grabowski.
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 Max Grabowski. Maybe that's what happened.
Maybe. So
a
they
fanfic about
they
it.
figure out like
I'll say that for later.
they figure out that he's the
Grabowski.
bad guy, and the FBI finally catches up with him.
But they try to knock him out.
Oh,
So
yeah,
they
they
make
do.
this knockout drink with all of Fishman's like medications,
Which would kill any other human being.
And
Yes.
they put it into a canteen, and then they're
and it gives him super strength
yeah,
and
they're
energy.
hiking the next
and-
morning. They're like, Mr. Spider, you look thirsty, and he's like, I ain't fucking thirsty. Let's keep moving. And then they like persuade him to drink it, and he like guzzles the whole thing, and then he starts to look kind of sick. And he's like, that was good, and he drinks the whole thing, and he's like he just had like 6 Red Bulls, and he's like frolicking through the forest and making good time. And that's when the FBI guys are like on their trail.
Yeah, and that's
And-
when they catch up with them, and
'Cause
the
he
guy,
finally
the
passes
millionaire
out.
who died, who he's
Supposedly died.
supposedly murdered, is actually alive.
Yeah, well, Fishman fucks up.
Yeah.
Calls him Mr. Grabowski.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then he
yeah.
passes out, and then they turn him over to the FBI.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who want to kill him because he's not an actual FBI guy. He's in with the murdered millionaire.
because when the FBI guy comes to make the arrest or what have you, it's just him, and they're like, "Hey, where's Spider?" And he's like, "Oh, it's just me, kids. I'm really sweaty. Gotta get a move on." And
he handcuffed him to a tree.
yeah, he handcuffed
That
Spider
dude is
to
like
a tree.
treated so poorly through the movie.
The most decent human being in the film.
Yeah.
And he's just basically
Shit
But,
on.
I mean, he's
on.
been through worse. The guy climbed the Alps or whatever. I don't know.
He had to go through the Alps
He's
to
an
get
Eagle
to
Scout. Yeah, he had to go through the Alps to get to Mount Kilimanjaro. Or
according to
the
Max.
Himalayas. Yeah.
Like I love how when he says like, all right, and gotta do what Max says, and like, who's Max? He's like, you're all Max, because we're gonna climb this mountain to the max. Like, I love that.
It's great.
He's got so many good lines. Even the kids have a lot of good lines in this movie.
This
It's
movie,
so well written.
It's ridiculously quotable.
Yes.
You know?
Almost every line is
Yeah.
like a great joke.
Absolutely. There's like no wasted dialogue in this movie whatsoever.
That's why it's
No.
only 85 minutes.
It's
Yeah.
true.
They waste no time.
And when they don't have great dialogue, they have great Daniel Stern yelling and making
Or has
noises.
his face.
It's just his face alone. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
everything is crazy over the top that he says.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's awesome.
the way he walks, like,
Yeah.
his eyes are always kind of bugging out a little bit.
So once the kids figure out that like he's gonna get murdered by the fake FBI guy and the millionaire, they like try and save him, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They fall into a river.
Well, they take
and everyone
off the girl's
dies, and
bra.
the movie's over.
They
Oh yeah, they
when
they
they're
take off
at
the
like
girl's
a
bra.
Devil's
Yeah.
Peak, Max, like the helicopter comes down, the billionaire that is not murdered comes out, and the FBI guy is bringing Max to the billionaire, and then he's like, "Oh, thank God you're alive. You got to give it up. You got to tell him that, you know, it didn't work out this time. You were up to some illegal stuff. This guy's from the FBI. He'll understand. Just let it go." And then, you know, obviously they're in cahoots, and they are trying to murder him, right? They bring out some
And the
guns. They
kids.
try to murder
Yeah.
him. So then the kids bring out the bra.
They take off the little girl's bra.
Yeah. But they close their eyes,
They close their eyes.
Yeah.
and then they wail rocks at him like a slingshot, 2 at a time.
Yes.
And one of them hits the millionaire, and the other one hits Max,
Turns.
which knocks him into the river.
Yeah. So then all the kids try and save him and jump into the river. And they all get rescued by the scrawny one who pulls them all out. 'Cause
Who
he's
no
super
one
strong.
believed in.
Yeah, exactly.
And he saves the day.
And then they all throw their backpacks into the river to think, make them think that they're still in the river and they're all dead.
Yeah, and the it works because Meat Sweats and Billionaire are up in a helicopter, and they're looking down into the river, and he's like, what we couldn't do, nature accomplished. Give me a ham sandwich.
You sound just like him.
That was really good. That was really good.
And so they think he's dead.
They think.
But how do they
they're
get
all
back to
dead.
the top of the fucking cabin?
They
walked.
fly up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Walk back to it?
Yeah, they went back up.
Why
Stern
didn't
and
they go
the
to
kids?
the ground?
What's that?
Why didn't they go? Oh, because the kid's mom was kidnapped.
No, because they still had to get to Devil's Peak. They didn't know that like the billionaire and Meat Sweats were going up.
The kids didn't?
No.
Oh.
I don't even know why they were going up there in the first place. Something about a package
For the
being
package,
delivered.
I don't know.
And then some other dude, they get to the, I don't know how this happens, but they get to Devil's Peak, finally, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And some other fucking package dude just drives up in a truck.
Yes.
Like it's no
Arrives
big
the
deal.
same time that they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
exactly.
just
Like
seems
right
to
on
be
time.
a trail. Why didn't they just take the trail to get up there?
Right,
The,
right.
the road.
Yeah.
The one flaw in this movie.
You know.
I mean,
Which
it
isn't
could be
even a
just like a
major
good
one.
joke. Like,
Yeah.
if he just like actually looked at a map, he could have taken the road.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't really get was when the very first time that the two FBI guys are on TV and they're like, "Yeah, we know who this guy is. He's a murderous truck driver." And then the other guy is just like, "Yeah, we identified the murdered victim by his teeth." And then later, that guy is
He holds
always,
up a bag of teeth
Yeah.
too.
Like, it was really gross.
as if it was, I don't know, it just seemed like very candid, as if like the other guy was like, say this or whatever. But in the whole movie, he's just like, there's nothing to report. There's no new news. But I'm wondering, was he in cahoots or was he just stupid?
Who knows?
I
He's
never
just
got
dumb.
that.
He's just dumb.
I
right?
think he just assigned like the stupidest person along with him.
Oh, is
you
that
know what
it?
I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
That way, he doesn't question anything, and the other
Gotcha.
guy has so much more authority over him.
Yeah, no one in this movie is smart. The FBI, Mad Max.
Yeah, because the FBI guys who were down at
kids
the
are smart.
base,
Fishman's
kids are the
smart.
at base
smartest.
camp, the scout leader mom goes to him and is like, "Oh, they're going up to Devil Peak because she finds a napkin that Daniel
spit
Stern
his
wrote
gum
down."
into.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh no, we're not gonna follow that lead. That's dumb." So she drives up and gets kidnapped.
Oh, so she takes the same road as the truck.
Yes.
Oh, so yeah.
And she makes it up in record time.
Yes.
yeah.
Record time.
And then gets kidnapped.
And that's why when they're looking through, like scoping out the place, they see the kid's mom. So Daniel Stern's like, all right, I got to go rescue her. Meat Sweats finds him in the forest, and who should show up but
Tinkerbell.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Wait a sec.
Tinkerbell.
No.
The real
We're not
spider.
watching Hook.
Yeah, the real spider.
Sergeant Doofus.
Sergeant Doofus
sorry.
shows up, jumps out of a tree, and the kids jump on Meat Sweats, making them all very greasy.
Slide off.
And Daniel Stern is like, I gotta go save this, and
He unties the mother.
Yeah.
But ends up tying
no,
himself
he
up.
didn't end up untying the mother. He just tied himself up.
Right, yeah.
But
He's
the
like,
funny
is this
thing
a
is,
fish knot? Is this a slip knot? Is this a mud vein?
Yeah,
And
like
then,
how like half the knots were now he's tangled in.
yeah.
You know?
But
And-
the funny thing to me is when he's telling Major Doofus, Sergeant Doofus, whatever, that he has to go save the mom, he's just like, all right, but we're going to have words later, and just lets him go off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's more equipped to handle whatever is waiting for him in
Yeah,
the house.
I know.
Than Daniel Stern is, but he just lets him go.
Yeah.
Go take care of this.
well, maybe
Why
he
not?
wanted to watch the kids, I think. Did he stay with the kids?
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Make sure they don't
Makes
slide
sense.
away because they're all greasy now.
Yeah.
Plus they had Meat Sweats man to take care of.
yeah.
And so Daniel Stern gets caught by the billionaire kind of guy, so he leads him out to their deck, which is also a cliff.
Everything's a cliff.
Everything's a cliff.
Everything is a cliff.
And he's going to shoot him, and the kid...
He like
the
dives
main kid,
bombs
yeah,
at him.
dives at the billionaire guy because he's holding a gun towards his mom, and he goes over the cliff, but he didn't actually die. He's hanging onto a branch. Daniel
But the
Stern,
gun falls out of the bad guy's hand, I think.
yeah, nobody
Right?
got shot. No fires go off.
Yeah.
Daniel Stern punches out the billionaire's new
Yeah.
teeth.
Yeah. And then his lights,
Yeah.
pow, and
then he
goes
goes down
and
the
he
cliff.
saves the kid by pulling him off the branch
Yeah,
in his loafers,
I just noticed
Italian
something.
loafers.
He said that he spent $1 million a piece on having new teeth installed in his mouth.
Yeah.
But when he got punched, dentures come out.
Yeah. Makes
So,
no sense.
That makes
really
zero
nice dentures.
sense.
Really nice dentures.
Yeah, start like it's $20 million dentures, I guess.
Yeah. I
They come
guess
out with
so.
a single punch.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like he didn't even
He
use
didn't-
any of
That's
that.
not a street
Didn't use enough super glue.
Yeah, you know that glue that the
I mean,
old people use?
they just did it, so
They probably hadn't
they're
set
still
yet.
yeah,
Fresh
they're still
surgery.
new.
No, but the
I'm
thing
not a
is,
dentist.
It's like they actually like put them.
You think he wants?
They were
dental
supposed to be
implants.
like-
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that they're dental implants. They didn't get dentures. You know?
I don't know.
Weird.
This movie is inherently flawed.
No,
I'm
it's
out
not.
of it.
Well, it's not about the story.
No.
Yeah.
It's about the
Daniel
journey.
Stern's
Yes.
goofiness is definitely what makes this movie.
I mean, I could watch him chew gum for 3
Yeah.
hours.
Oh man, him just chewing with his mouth open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Classic.
It is. You can't teach that kind of acting.
No, you can't.
Nope.
That's why it's never been replicated.
Nope.
You know, I kind of somewhat beg to differ because
Did you think French Stewart
No.
pulled it off in
No.
Home Alone
Stewart?
4?
No.
No. I meant I'm talking about when you and
We
I
were talking about French Stewart in
No,
Inspector
no,
Gadget 2.
No.
French Stewart
No
in
French Stewart.
No.
Love Stinks.
Clock stoppers?
No.
Third Rock from the Sun?
Yeah.
And that's
Which
everything
French Stewart
Stewart's
movie
ever
are you
done.
thinking
God,
about?
The Devil and Bob?
Was that French Stewart?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh,
No.
good for French
No,
Stewart.
no.
Where'd he go?
No French Stewart.
He's with Daniel Stern somewhere.
I think he
No.
French Stewart went away, okay?
I
Yeah.
hope he comes back.
I don't.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll let him know when I see him.
Sorry, French Stewart. No offense.
I hope French Stewart doesn't listen to this.
Stay away from
podcast.
Daniel Stern, all right?
You don't compare to Daniel Stern.
Jeez,
French
guys.
Stewart, but I do love you.
No, Max
Gingerbrowski.
Grableski is very similar to our characters,
The
Anthony and Tony
Crocchiarellis.
Crocchiarelli brothers,
Yes.
who sell timeshare condos in Worcester, Mass.
Yep.
And also really fancy trees.
Really fancy
Really
Christmas
fancy
trees.
Christmas
Yeah,
trees,
at
real
the-
low cheap.
At the Crocchiarelli Christmas Tree Farm Emporium.
Christmas Tree Farm Warehouse.com
Yeah.
Emporium.
So,
You may also find them at Worcester City Motel. Day.
You probably will.
Yeah.
That's where we sleep.
so that's a lot of him, a lot
It
of
probably
Daniel
like
Stern.
subconsciously inspired those characters.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Maybe.
so, very much so.
If you haven't seen the Crocchiarelli brothers, please check out our most wonderful, most excellent, the bestest Christmas special
Ever.
ever.
Jimmy, did you end up watching that?
No, in fact, I still
thanks.
have I still
Oh, yeah.
have the window open on my phone.
Oh, nice.
I'll even
But-
show you
but
if you don't.
Christmas
can watch
is
it right now.
over.
I
I
believe
know.
that
I
you didn't
fucked
watch
up.
it.
I fucked
Jeez,
up.
Well, I'll
It's
tell you
great for
what,
any time.
Watch it for next
You know,
Christmas.
if you end up
Just so you know, I'm not full of shit.
if you end up
It is
having
there.
if you end up having a New Year's Eve party, well, okay,
You
by the
tie
way-
your
bad, Larry.
family up ref style and force them to watch the bestest Christmas ever.
yeah, you should do that.
Available on YouTube and Roku streaming 24-hour movie channel.
Perfect.
That's right.
You can see the Crocchiarelli brothers there. Also, Dane, Topher, and I.
Hey,
Yeah.
Many, many times
I
over.
meant to watch it.
a little too much.
Anywho,
Maybe.
I still have it open.
so Daniel Stern's got to save the day.
He does.
He does.
did. He
Kids
saved the
hanging.
kid.
Well, we didn't say how. Kids hanging off of a branch that's growing outside of a cliff.
And he saved him.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got like this really tense
that's
moment.
some really
Yeah.
scary, tense
yeah,
stuff.
I
mean,
felt.
I got
actually
vertigo.
like. You know, you have that feeling like you're standing off the edge of a building. Like, did that happen? It was really well done. It made me feel like scared.
yeah.
And it's his redemption from, being a
sleazeball,
sleazebag.
yeah.
And stealing a car and
He has a real snowball.
leaving a kid on the side of the road. And
That kid was fine.
Gluing
They
a
don't know
guy's
that.
face to a
no, they
steering
probably
wheel.
know that was
He
him.
stole a banana from the kid, though.
Yeah.
yeah.
So he saves the kid because you
Yeah.
know, the moment of truth came and he reached and he grabbed him and they're all yay. So they all get merit badges.
Just a little mountain.
Yeah.
Even Daniel Stearns.
Even Daniel
He's on the
Stearns,
podium
who's
right next to the kids,
troop
chewing some
leader
gum.
Chewing gum
now.
again.
Yeah.
In a new sleaze bag suit.
Yeah. The only
$50
wardrobe
suit.
The only wardrobe change in the film.
Yep. For
For
anybody.
for 80 minutes, he's wearing the same Leisure Suit Larry attire.
And then the last
Leisure
2
Suits
minutes,
Larry.
He's
in
wearing
that.
Scoutmaster.
Turns out that
Leisure Suit
he
Larry
gets
attire.
to take the troop on another trip,
overnight.
and not just the troop he just went with. All the scouts, they run up and
200 little kids
Yeah.
come running up.
I think that's like
The
the
setup for a
perfect
sequel.
It's like the perfect ending to this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think
Oh,
this
yeah.
He
movie
couldn't
could have
end
ended
it any other
better.
way.
yeah.
Unless Daniel Stearns like got shot in the head and all the kids got drowned in the river.
That would
and
have been
then
pretty
the
good, too.
Billionaire guy makes out with his money and gets off scot-free.
Ew, he makes out with his money.
Yeah, that
That's
would be
gross.
disgusting.
He
Do you
get
know
a lot
what
of paper cuts
kinda
on his
Real
shirt.
mature.
germs
Real
are
mature.
on money?
What?
It's disgusting.
There's a lot of cocaine on money.
I know.
Well, a lot of people have touched that money, so he's probably gonna get something.
He probably has a fantastic immune system because of it.
I bet some of that money has even touched poop.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet all of my money has touched
Poopy
poop. I can
goats with
guarantee
poopy
that.
trails.
Yeah, exactly. Can't all be like Ed Begley Jr. from
Have
Santa with
clean
Muscles
money. Yeah.
and be the most germophobic,
Non-poop money handling.
non-poop money handling
billionaire,
millionaire trying
psychopath.
to harvest crystals and fight Hulk Hogan.
Well, this long-haired British scientist goon,
A
goes-
tale as old as
Ninja
time.
Goon
Ninja Goon, yeah.
with his 3 whacked out henchmen. Such a good movie. If you guys haven't checked out our episode with Santa with Muscles or the movie itself, please do. It's so good.
Oh, it's very good.
So good.
So
This
Woo,
movie
that was the movie.
that is
this movie was
Bushwhacked
great.
from
Yeah.
1995.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Now, just real quick. So Jimmy, you requested this movie so much. You say that like you know so much about it. Do you want to just like share your story about this movie at all? About like why this movie is so close to you?
Sure. All right. I remember it coming out. I remember seeing the commercials. God knows what the hell I was watching that they were advertising during, but I remember seeing the commercials. I remember the like specific trailer moments. You know, him like the kids crawling over him and it's Winnie the Pooh, like that kind of shit. I didn't see it in the theater. You guys got me beat on that one, but I did rent it on VHS. Right when it came out.
From Blockbuster?
No, from Video Attractions in Holden.
Oh.
Me and my mom rented it. My mom was a big Daniel Stern fan. She made me a big Daniel Stern fan. Oh, yeah, who wouldn't be?
I think all of our moms are secret Daniel Stern fans.
Of course.
Pining for the Stern.
And I loved it. But, you know, we rented it, and that was that. And then the Family Channel became the Fox Family Channel.
I was upset when that happened.
I was too.
Because like Zelda and stuff would show on it. And
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I liked some of the programming they came up with, but then they kind of got rid of it right away.
Big Wolf on Campus?
Big Wolf on Campus, Walter Mellon, the New Addams Family, which I didn't like. But they did a lot of weird shit.
Okay. Yeah.
And one of the first movies they showed that they got the rights to, now that it was the Fox Family Channel, was the Fox movie Bushwhacked. And I remember recording it on VHS in my VCR with commercials and all. I know where the commercial breaks were, even watching it tonight.
Oh, wow.
And it hit me. I don't know why. I acted it out. Like every little fucking, him swinging on the fucking rope, him jumping out the window, him fucking, his walk, his strut, his scream.
Buying 2 packs of cigarettes and snowballs.
Exactly.
He's quite the role model
everything.
for a child.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why I'm fucked up now, is watching Max Grabowski.
I don't know. I'd say you are definitely qualified.
You're a better man because of Mac.
I don't think you are
trip.
remotely the sleaze bag that he is.
No, but I have some of
hard to top.
the mannerisms, and I scream a lot for no apparent reason, and I
chew
grunt.
gum obnoxiously.
Yeah, I chew gum obnoxiously.
Leave children on the side of the road and steal their
Steal
bananas.
cars, yeah. Eat snowballs in one single bite. And yeah, I learned the shit out of it, man. Like I almost know the whole movie by heart, almost. Having not watched it in over 10 years, I still remember it almost every fucking line.
Wow.
Which I apologize if that was annoying.
No, man.
No, it's great.
Please.
It adds to the experience.
Yeah.
Which is great.
But God, everything, the score, his fucking his wardrobe, the fucking everything. It's just a fucking classic. Like it just really fucking.
It's definitely an underdog of
summer
children's movies.
I feel
absolutely.
like you
it's
say,
definitely up there with like heavyweights.
Yeah, it's
for sure.
a classic that like I feel like it's like a cult thing that I feel like people our age still like remember whatever, but I feel like it hasn't like gotten big. Like I feel like everybody today would, of course, if we say like summer-ish or like outdoorsy kind of movies of the 90s when we were kids. Obviously, probably heavyweights is probably like the first
and
one
like
people
the
think
Great
of.
Outdoors, and like
right.
stuff like that.
But people like don't remember Camp Nowhere, or like they remember seeing, wow, Camp Nowhere, wow. And same thing with Bushwhacked. I feel like people were like, oh my God, Bushwhacked, I fucking forgot about that movie. It was so good.
Like I saw it once in '95 and I loved it, and I haven't seen it since.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Like this needs a steel box Blu-ray release from Shout Factory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could be brought back from the dead.
I couldn't agree more.
Although everybody could probably find this movie for $1 at Savers if they're lucky. So,
which is a
eBay.
steal.
Yeah, serious steal.
The PG-13 version.
PG-13,
Hopefully.
yeah.
Definitely
Hopefully
PG-13.
they can find the PG-13 movie.
And I'm with you, Dane Train. I loved this as a kid, and I do think it's better now.
Yes,
And
totally.
when I was a kid, this was like the best thing ever.
It's
and I think
definitely
it's better now.
a side-splitting comic adventure where Daniel Stern is at his wild and wacky best.
Do not
Yes.
disagree with
No,
that.
the
No.
tape does not lie.
Yeah.
Out of all the Daniel Stern stuff that's out there with like Home Alone 1 and 2 and everything else he's ever done, would you say that this is his best movie or like your favorite movie with him in it?
I would, yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, it's all
Alright.
him. It's all him. City Slickers, he's sharing the screen with Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
Home Alone, he's sharing the screen with Joe Pesci and Macaulay Culkin. Celtic Pride, he's sharing with fucking Damon Wayans and Dan Aykroyd. This is all him. This is the only time where it was all him. I mean, I think there's a reason why he executive produced it. Like, he was basically funding 85 minutes of him getting to make sounds and scream and
I
go
wonder
on
if
a
this
mad
was like a
adventure.
passion project for him.
I don't know.
It seems like it. I think
Could
he's
be.
the only executive producer on here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
He's
wow.
the lone executive producer.
So he must have like
crazy.
cared about this movie a lot.
Yeah.
I really believed in it.
He did, clearly.
I believe.
I mean, he really gave his all in
did.
terms of this character and everything. I mean, it still strikes me that this, like we said, like people, like unless if you bring it up, people don't remember it. And I really wish that it was bigger, or you know what I mean? Like I wish it was like a big hit, like Home Alone and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So
It's the kind of thing that's what could have been.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, who knows what he could have done if this had been seen by more people. Instead, this is all we're left with. But it is quite the masterpiece.
Masterpiece. That's exact. Holy shit! This movie
It's
really
Daniel
is.
Stern's magnum opus.
It really,
really
is.
is, yeah.
It's a masterpiece.
Yep. In a way, it's almost kind of good because he never got to, like, tank anything afterwards. Like he made such a fucking classic, and then they never gave him a chance to
went
make
out
a
on
piece
top.
of shit. Yeah, he really did.
Yeah,
he really did.
True.
Again, Daniel Stern, if you're listening, we love you.
We do.
And we would love to have you on this podcast.
Yeah.
So if you
Tweet
wanna-
at us at the VHS Bandits on Twitter.
or find us on Instagram at it's hashtag VHS Bandits.
I'm a
Or
big fan
also
of your
at
son,
VHS
the senator.
So you guys
ratings?
want
you
some
want to rate it?
some facts and some stuff about that?
Please.
So we already talked about 1995. This one was PG-13, 85 minutes, or if it's the PG version, according to IMDb, 90 minutes. It was directed by Greg Beeman, who did Tales of the Unknown. He also did Mom and Dad Save the World.
Yes. Oh shit! I have that on tape. We're gonna have to do that soon.
Oh, I'm not done.
That movie's awesome.
License to Drive.
No way, man. Get outta
Problem
here.
Child 3.
Oh.
I didn't know
When's
there was
that?
a
What
3.
happens in that one?
That's the direct-to-video or straight-to-TV
Right, but
one.
That,
What goes
that
on?
one doesn't
and
have John
this-
Ritter in it, or, or the first kid, right?
But after this movie, he didn't direct any more
Features?
feature films, stuff that came out in theaters.
So this ruined him too. Then.
Kind of, yeah. Unfortunately, he passed away not too long ago.
Oh.
But he did one of my all-time favorite Disney movies. He did a handful of them. He did Brink, which is the rollerblade movie, not
shit,
with Seth
God.
Green.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, and he
I
also
didn't watch
did
too many of
Miracle
that.
in Lane 2 or whatever, and he's done some other stuff. But just the fact, I mean, Mom and Dad Saved the World, License to Drive.
This guy's a genius.
Yeah.
He did some great stuff. So there were 4 different writers, people who wrote and then did the screenplay. Danny Dyers and John Jordan, they haven't done anything except this. But then Michael Goldberg and Tommy Swerdlow also wrote or worked on the screenplay for Little Giants, Cool Runnings, and acted and had stuff to do with Howard the Duck,
All right.
Real Genius, a movie that I hold close to my
that's a good
heart.
one.
Yeah.
Not Baby Geniuses, but Real Genius.
Real Genius
Real
with Val
baby
Kilmer.
Kilmer.
Yeah. The Wildlife, Child's Play,
Yes.
and apparently they were also in Spaceballs. They acted in
shit.
Spaceballs.
Oh, no way.
So yeah, they've been around.
Were they assholes?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Um,
You know what I mean?
so-
I had to think about that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I know what you meant.
I know. I just
one-
don't want. If anyone's in the audience, I'm not just calling these guys assholes.
That one took me a second.
Yeah.
But I got you.
So definitely very, very interesting. Let's see. Was supposed to originally considered to be a spin-off of Home Alone, but they didn't use that. The trailer used the same soundtrack as Rookie of the Year,
Which Daniel Stern directed.
which Daniel Stern directed. I love Rookie of the Year.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Funky
Like
butt
it's
loving.
it's pretty good movie, but Daniel Stern makes that movie too as Brickman. Gary Busey's okay. The kid's pretty good. You know, it's like
I would have loved to see Daniel Stearns giving direction to Gary Busey. Oh my God, to be a fly on the wall.
yeah. And I love that, you know, Daniel Stern on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever revived the Brickman character for the Cubs this year because I've don't think I've mentioned this before. I actually really love baseball, so was really following the Cubs this year because this was their year. So it was just great to see that.
You're a baseball fan?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I've gone to baseball games with Kev.
Yeah.
I
love
you wearing a Red
baseball.
Sox hat.
You
Yeah.
weren't invited.
Wait a minute. I've known you since middle school.
Yeah.
I've had no idea that you were a baseball
No
fan.
one else I know likes baseball.
Holy but
except we've been to
Jesus.
games.
Yeah.
Topher and I have
I
been to a couple
casually
games
like
before.
baseball.
Yeah. No, I love baseball. Baseball was
Wow.
great. Every year I watch the Sox because my dad's part of a group that has season tickets. I watched the Cubs for the past like 5 or 6 years just because they're underdogs,
money
except
on
for
the
this
Cubbies.
year.
See,
Yeah.
you always wear that Boston Red Sox hat, and I just thought it was just to wear a Boston Red Sox hat.
No.
Just to fit in.
Nope. Because my communism hat eventually got old and I needed a new hat, so I said I might as well wear a Red Sox hat. Yeah, I had the army looking hat with the red star, and I had a beard, and everyone called me
Kevin Chapajipa, look at us.
yeah, sure.
They call you
That's
Comrade
Russian
or
for
something
They,
like
Kevin.
that.
they call me Castro, so that was fun. No,
You did smoke a lot of cigars wearing
I did,
that hat.
yeah. And I didn't like JFK. No, I actually really love baseball.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, the more you know.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
So yeah,
Dane likes
that was
hockey and
great,
cooking.
so.
Yeah. Oh, not just any hockey.
Worcester
Worcester
hockey,
Shock.
which
So
don't
that was
exist
it.
anymore.
No,
now
they
they're the
do
Worcester
it-
Or the Worcester
Railers.
Ice Cats.
They do exist, but they're just over in San Jose, California now with their NHL
Yeah, but they're not the
counterparts.
Worcester Sharks.
I know.
They're the San Jose
Yeah,
Sharks.
they're
Do you
AHL
travel
Sharks.
all
Like
the way over there
San
to
Jose
watch your
too.
precious Sharks now?
No.
Oh,
So who?
bummer.
Wait.
I
So we
might.
got a new Worcester team, right?
It's the Railers.
The
They're gonna
Railers.
rail you up the ass, Connecticut Whales.
Yeah, in Manchester.
They should have called them the
Monarchs.
Whalers because they're going to kill you and
Providence
take your
Bruins.
blubber.
Well, that was already a team before.
Oh,
A defunct team.
bummer.
Like the Ice Cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I got.
Cool.
So let's go
Is there a
on-
budget for this?
What's that?
Is there a budget anywhere
I
for
couldn't
this?
find
No?
anything.
I'm dying to know how
Unlimited.
much this cost and what it made.
Yeah.
I
Not
know.
enough.
I pretty much
On
do the bare
either
minimum
end.
of research. That's Wikipedia,
Yeah, I hear you.
IMDb.
If it's not on there, I don't know where. it
no,
is.
we
Yeah.
have a crack team on this
yeah.
weeks ahead of time,
It's
guys.
called KevBot.
yeah.
KevBot's
with his-
iPhone.
with his
KevBot
little thing of
5000.
lined paper.
Yeah. All right. So, out of 10 merit badges, what would you give this, and would you rewind it? Let's start with Topher.
1 million merit badges.
Out of 10.
So 10. And
Nice.
yes, I would rewind it.
Awesome.
I might steal it from Dane.
Oh,
well, you better not, because he
Whoa.
knows now.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, I would never steal it from Dane.
Oh, now he's unsuspecting.
Dane, what would you rate it?
I give it the same. I would
Out of
give
stolen to not stolen.
I would give Bushwhacked a 10 out of 10. Merit badges, little things of super glue, football-shaped bee's nest, training bras, you name it. I give this movie a 10 out of 10, and you're darn right, I would rewind it. Just like the little sticker on the tape tells me to be. What does it say?
Pay heed.
Just to remind, please rewind. Thanks. The end. That's right. I would definitely rewind, and the end any day.
All right, Jim?
I would give it 10 Daniel Stern sounds, noises, screams, merit badges, you name it. This is the perfect 90s comedy. I would give it 10 any day. I would rewind it again and again and again.
Nice.
It's the best.
All right. Good to know. What would I give it? I would give it a 7.2. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh
I'd
my
give it a 10
God,
out
I
of
was
10.
about to tackle you.
10 out of 10
about to
badges.
throw you down a
It was
cliff.
fun from beginning to end. And guys, not only is this the second movie we've all been unanimous on, unanimous 10 out of 10, because we've been unanimous on a couple things, but they've been
Yeah.
really bad. But this, okay, so Silence of the Hams, we all gave it 10 out of 10, right?
Yes, yes.
And we had a special guest then. Although I
Yes.
don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we
Yes,
got a special
right.
guest again
Trend
this
going.
time. All 10 out of 10.
Well, when we watched Dr. Detroit, we were not so lucky.
Yeah, we were
No, but I'm just saying
polarized.
there's that trend of, sorry, Todd, we still love you.
Every other
Dr.
special
Detroit
guest.
was really good. I actually was talking to my dad about that, and he went out and he bought a copy for himself because he's like,
wow.
I love Dr. Detroit. And it's like,
That's
Spread
the
the
influence
how
this
do
podcast.
you know about
has.
Dr.
What, did he get on
Detroit?
DVD or Blu-ray?
He got it on DVD. No special features on it. Should have got it on
Interactive
VHS.
menu, subtitles.
Well, it's probably not even an interactive menu. It's like the animated like cutout where it's like he's swinging, but it's just like they animate the picture just a little
Yeah,
bit,
right.
like Monty Python-y kind of style.
Yep.
So, hey, that's pretty great. All 10 out of 10s.
Awesome.
So, on IMDb, which is also a 10-star rating, what do you guys think the rating is?
I say 6.5.
6.5? Okay.
IMDb, it was out of 5 or 10.
That's out of 10.
Oh, they're gonna give it like a 3.
I'm gonna go in between you guys. 5.0.
5.5. Jimmy was
Price
the
is
closest
right,
without going
Jimmy.
over. And now
Spin the
Amazon.
wheel.
Amazon's gonna give
Amazon
it like 4.5
is
out of
a
5.
5-point scale. Now, this is Amazon, the VHS tape, because there is a difference. I went with the
So
VHS
it's
tape
used sellers,
score.
and they'd be like, this fucking guy sent me a broken tape, and like it wasn't shipped on
Yeah.
time. And,
It had a fucking Blockbuster sticker all over it. Not pristine, not like new condition.
Not rewound.
I had to
Yeah.
adjust my tracking. 1 out of 1 stars. Fuck you.
What do you guys think out of 5?
I'm gonna say a 3.
4.5 out of 5.
I'm gonna go in between you guys again.
Jeez. Okay.
4.0.
You missed a split the difference.
4.2.
Wow.
4.2 out of 5. So it's pretty great. We like it anyway. I mean,
Those
some of
who've
the-
seen it enjoy
yeah.
it.
You can find it yourself. Dane Train said he thinks you can find it on Netflix. I'm pretty sure I've seen it on Netflix too.
Yeah.
Heavyweights is definitely on there. I almost
Yep.
watched that the other day.
Yep, that's on there. All right.
But you can definitely find it. I know it's on DVD, but we're gonna recommend the VHS.
Yes.
On Amazon, you can find the VHS for less than $1
Ooh.
plus shipping.
But then it's like $4 to ship.
Still,
Well, that's
good
worth
deal.
it.
Still a
Good
bargain.
deal.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I would say it's worth it. On eBay, completed listings. Again, you got to keep in mind these are listings that have been sold because you can put whatever you want up there. I could put a bag of toenails on there and just be like, I want $10 million. Yes.
Someone would counter off.
Yeah,
it's like
someone
those,
would.
It's like those Disney puffy case VHS that everybody wants
Yeah.
like $10,000 for it, but it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So you got to check the completed listings because that'll give you some good feedback. About $3 or so. So you can find it on VHS on the real low cheap. Go to Savers. We've seen it there before.
Yeah.
Just make sure you get the
Definitely.
PG-13 version.
Yes.
Yeah, don't get that PG.
Yeah. None
I
of
would
that,
love
none
to
of that
know
junk.
if anyone out there doesn't like this movie. Like, if you disagree with our 10-star
yeah.
ratings, that would be super interesting to know, like, why.
Also, fuck you.
No, seriously. If you dislike this movie for any reason, please just I want to
Start a pleasant
we
discussion.
really just want to know. I mean, just seriously, send us a message on Facebook or whatever. All right, or shoot us an email. Or just kind of
Or on the Instagrams.
Yeah, we definitely are. You can find us VHS Bandits, or you can find us on Twitter at the VHS Bandits. Like us on Facebook. We're so close to 100 likes. Almost the end of the year,
not there
guys.
Let's get there.
Yeah, although probably by the time we post this, it'll be after the end of the year. And hey, who knows? Maybe we'll be at
knows?
100 likes. Who knows what the year 2017 will hold?
You listening,
for
Daniel
our
Stern
likes?
and Adam Carolla
Yeah.
and Rob Schraub?
Oh,
You listening out there?
We're almost to that point. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/VHS Bandits. Email us at thevhsbandits@gmail.com. Let us know if you like this movie, if you hate this movie, if you hate me. I won't take it personally because I kind of don't like myself anyway. It's anything really. If you got a movie you think we should watch,
This was a
We've had-
suggestion,
yeah.
and we watched it.
yeah,
from Jimmy.
absolutely. So real quick, our lovely new segment and cheap plugs. Cheap plugs. So Jimmy mentioned we've had a few people who have liked our Instagram. If you are listening and you like our Instagram, thank you so much. We love Instagram. We're kind of doing a lot that we can with that, and that's pretty awesome. If you're listening, Rob Schraub, we love you.
Seriously.
You've liked a few of our Instagram posts and you follow us. We are huge fans.
It's totally bananas because, like, for me, I've been reading Scud since
the
when,
Sega Saturn game came out.
Yeah.
And my God.
And I started reading all the books and all the comics, and
that's what got me into comics. Was eighth grade. We were in a study class together, and you were like, "Oh, hey, check this out."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, what's this?" It was awesome.
Monster
I'm
House
not
and just everything.
Yeah, I'm not an avid comic book reader. I don't know much about it, but Scud has always been my thing, and I love it. I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for that series. And
plus a lot of the other stuff is
Rob Schraub's
everything is amazing.
Monster House,
his
Silverman
drawless
Projects,
animation with
Channel 101.
Yeah, the guy's done
Awesome
a lot
stuff.
of cool stuff.
Yeah.
You're the man, dude.
So everyone out there, go find out Rob Schraub stuff. Everything he does is amazing.
Sarah
and
Silverman
super
Project, all kinds of cool stuff. The guy is really, like me, loves to make props out of cardboard and hot glue. So he and I are on that same wavelength.
Yeah,
So.
He is a genius.
Yeah.
So speaking of Sega Saturn, one of our more recent Instagram followers, at Double Feature, and I'm gonna butcher his name, but it's Mike Spanakos, who is on Video Ranger Podcast. He's a co-host. I checked out a couple of their episodes. They're pretty cool guys.
Cool.
They do cult movies, VHS, Laserdisc.
Ooh.
He posted a bunch of Sega Saturn stuff on his
Video
Instagram.
Rangers.
Awesome. Big
Yeah.
fans of Sega Saturn here.
Even import stuff, just classic gaming stuff. So thanks for liking us. We like you guys, or I like you guys.
I like you. We
Yeah,
like
we
it.
like you guys. I mean, I can only speak
Can't
for
speak for
myself.
everyone.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys listen, to their
I
episodes.
just
I haven't
downloaded an
yet.
episode today. I didn't finish it though.
But that's some pretty cool stuff.
There's another one too, the VHS Life podcast that I want to look at, and there's a couple. It's great to see that there's a lot of people out there like us who are talking about this stuff, because I think it's
It's
really
like a community.
Yeah. Like I mean, obviously, just having an interest in collecting these pieces of plastic encased in like a cardboard box, and the history that goes along with them that's very sort of unsung and unheard, with tapes and like the artwork and all that kind of stuff behind them. It's just cool that there are people like us who sort of appreciate this old technology and this thing that's brought us a lot of happiness, and how we sort of share our memories of video stores and seeing these tapes on the shelves for the first times, and how they have impacted our lives. And that's something that's cool. One thing I really think is cool just with podcasting alone is how everybody now has a voice to kind of express and share those memories and those thoughts and stuff. So that's really cool stuff. That's kind of why I like doing this.
And I think one of the best things about it is like we're not competing for ratings or anything like that. So like if there's other VHS podcasts out there, like that's great.
Yeah.
I
mean, this
just makes me want to listen to them. And,
Right, exactly.
Communicate with them, get the dialogue going.
Support.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a hobby for at least for me. This is a great excuse to get together with my best friends,
Eat some junk food,
and watch some movies. So I mean, again, this is all it's good and fun, and it's great. It's awesome.
Hey, if you want to be a shout out, a cheap plug, just send us a message like some of our stuff on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Send us an email. I've already listed off all the ways that you can contact us. But, as always, we thank you for listening and being part of this. Jimmy, thanks so much for coming, hanging out with us, recommending this movie, sharing some junk food with us.
Yeah.
And Dane has a meat lasagna box that's been weirdly sitting on this table for a while. If it's supposed to be frozen, it's probably gross by now.
Oh yeah. So Jimmy, it's been great. Seriously, I mean, like I think I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I mean, like we've been making projects for forever. I mean,
decades,
literally decades. I mean, like I started. I think I was like 12 or 13. I got my VHS camcorder, and I've been making movies, and And now, granted, I'm a television producer by trade. That's what I do. But one thing is...
he loves meat lasagna. That's the box he's holding up.
So one thing is like, out of everything that we've ever done, like we've made movies and TV shows and stuff that have taken countless of hours and time to make, and you throw it online and you try to get it out there, and you don't really get a lot of responses except for like, your best friends just being like, hey man, that's cool.
Yeah, and to be quite honest, a lot of our best friends are really sick of us by now.
Yeah,
so
because
it's pretty much just us at this point.
So to have somebody who I don't know suddenly come up and say, hey man, I love your show. I love this project that you're doing. This is super cool. Whenever it's on, I listen to it. This is great. It makes me happy. So like when you say that stuff to me and to us, that is just beyond awesome. Like I feel like, wow, I mean, like this is like my first legit fan I've ever had. I mean, this is great. And the fact that like you're so local, because I mean, there are other people that listen to our show, but they're like on the other end of the country or whatever. So to have somebody so local who's into this stuff, and also the fact that you take the time to contribute and send us messages and give us your feedback, like that is beyond awesome. So this Trader Giotto's family style meat lasagna
that we've been staring at for 3 hours.
It's been in Dean's freezer for 5 years.
Keep frozen, cook and serve. This is a token of gratitude to you,
How
Jimmy.
generous.
Even after all the food,
He's not going to be our fan after this. What are you doing?
even after all the
Killing our
giving him
fans
food
one by
poisoning.
one
You're
via
killing our fans.
lasagna.
all right, do you know what the truth is?
Do you hate Mondays?
The truth is, what's in here I was gonna wrap for you, but all the Christmas wrapping was like back down in boxes, back down the basement. And
You ran out of
and
Building
like,
19
and
circulars?
Okay, those are also down the basement. Okay, so the thing was, I was like, I went into I went to go to my recycling bin to see if I had any like community advocates or T&Gs in there, or like penny savers. On Tuesday was trash day, so they're already gone. So I was like, God. So I made a meat lasagna for dinner last night, and I needed something to wrap this up in. So here you go. So I know you're probably still very hungry after eating all that stuff. So here, why don't you open this up and chow down,
Open the
okay?
meat lasagna.
Open up the meat lasagna.
Oh my goodness.
Do you guys know about that?
I have no idea
No
what is in this
clue.
box, and
So this
I'm
is
a little
surprise
frightened
day.
for
For
you.
anything, we could all
surprise.
die here,
Yeah.
and this episode will never get to air.
It could be a bomb in this meat lasagna.
It could
Yeah,
be. It
exactly.
could be anything.
Could be
Who
a
knows?
bunch of farts. That's my guess.
Yeah, that was
That's
all our
most
guesses.
likely
Farts.
what it probably is.
Yeah.
A bunch of farts.
Oh, it's
You
a
saved it all.
VHS tape.
Oh,
Could
no.
it be?
Oh
my God.
Oh, Jimmy, what is that?
It's the classic Door Fun Golf that you
Fucking
guys
Dorf.
love so much.
Oh my God.
Dwarf.
Oh, now
Starring
he's
the
gonna
great
never
Tim
listen
Conway.
to us again.
Running time 30 minutes, which I believe you guys dubbed 30 minutes too long.
Yeah.
Absolutely true.
So you said you sent us a message saying how badly you wanted to watch it. Well, we're here to make your dreams come true.
I would have liked the lasagna.
Yeah.
I am a big Tim Conway fan.
Unfrozen,
Well, there you
sweaty
go.
meat
And
lasagna.
Vincent Schiavelli.
All right.
Well, thank you very much, man. I went from being a shout out to a guest on this fine podcast, and it is an honor to be
Now
here.
you own Dorf on Golf.
Not only that, but if I understand correctly, you also own 2 or 3 other tapes that we gave to you.
I do,
from
yes.
Yeah.
our
Right?
various
Death Stalker
Death
3.
Contest.
Stalker, Striking Point.
Striking Point.
Right?
Wait, the regular striking point or the Spanish dub striking
Oh, geez,
point?
you probably have both of them for all we know.
I'm almost positive the Spanish.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I do share the tapes with my brother Dan, who's a huge fan of you guys too.
Oh yeah.
and my
Big
brother
shout out to
Steve.
him too.
We
The
gotta
whole
get him
Alicata
on the
family.
show.
He would die, and we got my brother Steve to listen.
Does he have
Yeah.
some sort of
I talked to him too.
Condition
I
where
probably
he's
we're gonna
allergic
try
to
get him on the
microphones?
show,
Well,
too.
if he shares the sweaty meat lasagna that he was just given here,
meat
that's been
sweats
sitting
lasagna?
out.
You know what I'd love to do? Much like when you have a meat lasagna, you have the family over to have a lasagna. Sometime we should get the all 3 Alicatas over here.
Are there more?
To do a show?
Or is it
just
just
the 2. Oh, well,
I'm
there's
sorry.
3 of
yeah,
us.
yeah, the 3 of you. Yeah.
No, I mean, I know you. I've seen all you guys from my days at the comic book store, so
Yeah.
I didn't know if there's more. There's a whole
Secret
extended
Alicatas.
family, brothers and sisters you keep locked in the
No,
basement
just
or
the 3
attic.
Of us.
Just like Bart Simpson's
Fish heads.
His evil brother.
His evil brother.
She
Yeah,
has a
exactly.
horror- God, which one was that? 9. I mean, we obviously have pushed you guys on other people, but no, we have no other families.
Oh yeah,
There's
no,
no other
that's all right.
Alcatas.
No, we
This is all of them.
definitely appreciate it, and that's why
Yeah,
we
dude.
wanted to have you on the show, because you've definitely done a lot of
Your VHS Bandits colonial super fan.
yeah, definitely a lot of help promoting. We definitely appreciate that, and such a good recommendation too.
Yeah.
So that's just another reason
10
why
out of
it's
10.
been an absolute pleasure to have you on here. And none of us have gotten sick from the Wings Over Worcester yet,
No.
so you know.
How do you feel about Wings
5,000
Over
here.
Worcester now, Dane?
Tomorrow.
Have they repented?
I'm feeling it growing in my tum tum.
Okay.
He still had a 33% success rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
Well,
out
again,
of,
I
one
didn't
out
order,
of 3.
so my order didn't get wrong. 'cause I
Oh,
didn't
that's
order
true.
anything, so,
That's
Next
true.
time.
You know,
I guess that's the whole thing is you can't order your food
I can't.
anymore.
Yeah, you know what? Next time we go to Taco Bell or something, you guys have to order for me. I'll just give you the
Well, that's
cash.
also
That's gonna
the
take
only
way too
way.
long.
Yeah.
That's also the only way that we're not gonna order $20 worth of food for you.
Yeah, you
So-
know that's it. That's how the portion control is gonna have to go.
Yeah, exactly.
From now on.
exactly. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Thanks again for listening. Thanks again, Jim, for coming, hanging out, watching such an awesome movie.
Thanks, man.
Providing
guys.
such an awesome suggestion, being such an awesome fan. I could keep kissing your ass, but I'm
It's
not.
an honor and a pleasure,
Yeah,
boys.
we definitely appreciate it. Thank all of you for listening.
Yeah. Rate us
We
on
definitely
iTunes.
appreciate
that would
it.
be super helpful.
Yes. Tell all your friends. Maybe we'll have you guys on the show sometime.
Yeah, I'm trying to like hook up this whole Skype-a-mabob so we can get that.
Dane,
going.
Oh,
don't,
no.
Don't do
you
technology.
guys
Let us
We'll
do
handle
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skype them above.
Yeah. It's just called Skype, Grandma.
You know
Do you
that-
guys get Skype here?
you know that my face.
Anyway, thanks again for listening. I am the KevBot.
I am the Topher Hansen.
I am the Dane Train.
And I am #1 fan Jimmy Alicata.
Who is now proud owner of Dorfon Golf.
Very proud.
Thanks for listening again. Episode 22, Bushwhacked. As always, guys, be kind. Rewind.
And Happy New Year.
Yay!